Drums.
Yep.
You do the disclaimer. You tell me when you want me to be in, and I'll get there.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
All right. Friday night, September the 5th, 2014. Friday night in Texas means football is king. But we've added a new queen to the crowd this week as my partner Rick Folletti. Without his technical magic, we're not on the air. And before we do anything, the most important thing is to welcome his new baby girl, Charlie, into the world.
Yes. What a blessing we had over the week, actually. I wanted to say weekend, but it is the week. It's been a huge blessing. Everything was good, healthy baby. Mama and baby are at home listening to the broadcast as we speak. So I want to send a shout-out to my new baby girl and my wife and my son. So what a blessing and what a great week to start it out.
Absolutely. Baby Charlie was born on Tuesday, adding to my theory that the smartest people in the world are always born on Tuesday. I actually went back and looked it up this weekend, and October the 17th, 1961 happened to be a Tuesday, adding more credence to that.
Let me guess, that was your birthday?
Well, absolutely.
Well, what else? How else can we verify that the smartest people are born on Tuesdays than if Opie Otten was born on a Tuesday?
There you go. But enough of that nonsense. You're here to listen to some football. We're here to bring you the game tonight between the Plano East Panthers and Dallas Jesuit. Before we do that, we're going to have an interview with Coach Joey McCullough. Got a chance to sit down with him this week. We talked about a couple of things. We talked about last week's loss, and if you were there, we fell to the Lake Highlands team 18-13.
It was a good game. It really was. There was a lot of activity. I mean, to the last second, the Panthers had a chance to come back and win the game.
And we touched on that with Coach McCullough. You know, as a coach, and anytime what you want is to put your kids in a position to win it in the fourth quarter. And I think you'll hear that in a little bit of the interview. His enthusiasm has not dampened. Ours has not, to bring you this ball game. So let's listen to him for a second, and when we come back, we'll be ready to kick this thing off.
Whether it be a little thing up front in the blocking, whether it be a running back hit the hole. I thought there was a little bit of tightness there, but I was really encouraged by what I saw from our football team, and I really believe we may have learned more out of that loss than we would have if we'd have won that game.
Well, one thing is for sure, this game wasn't over until the waning seconds.
Yes.
So your kids did compete, and they were in a deficit for a while, and they came back. Started out behind 3-0, then came back and took the lead, and they fought through the entire ball game. How'd that make you feel?
Made me feel good. I really believe, in the past couple of years, they had lost a lot of games in the second half. And one of the things that we're trying to do is we're just trying to create that edge and change that culture of guys, no matter what you do, give everything you got, be all in, be committed to the coaches, be committed to the program. And I thought they did that. I told them every game's going to be tight, and that we just got to continue to pound the rock, play great defense, and that we'll have a chance to be in every game that we're in. So I think we learned a lot of lessons from that game. I compared it to 2 years ago when I was at Plano West, and we went over to Lake Highlands in the first week or so of the young football season. We had a young football team, and they beat us by a couple of touchdowns. And it was very interesting because we got in that video. We felt like we had left 28 to 35 points on the field last Friday night.
Right.
Well, the same thing happened 2 or 3 years ago. Well, we eventually played Lake Highlands again in the first round of the playoffs and only punted one time.
Oh, my.
And had over 633 yards of offense, majority of that being rushing. And so what I told the young men is that we have to learn from the video. We have to come together, correct our mistakes. Everything was correctable because the number one thing is we played hard. And our kids, they're having fun, believing in what we're doing. And so I really believe that we learned a lot of lessons and that we'll play better come this Friday night against the Jesuit Rangers.
Any surprises looking back at that group, guys that you wondered if they were ready to play or not ready, and they came out and did a good job?
Well, I'm not saying they were perfect, but I think our offensive line, coming into this season, a bunch of people were earmarking that we weren't very big, that there was no varsity returning linemen, even though they were majority of them, other than my center, Dane Cordell, Charles Edgett, Alan Sarabia, Howard Mullins, and Alvin Main are all seniors. And but a lot of people said they were too small. There was no experience, all of those things. And I really believe that those young men, they played good up front. And I think that they're just getting better every day. Coach Ramon, my offensive line coach, is doing a great job coaching the offensive line, creating relationships with those guys. But I really think that they were a strength the other night. And there's something that if we can play good up front, we have a chance to win. When we outrushed them and they're a triple option team, we ran the ball good. We pass protected good. We did a lot of things, and I really believe that it's because our offensive linemen are starting to gel and starting to play better.
I think Douglas had over 4 yards a carry. Thompson had over 6 a carry, I believe.
Yes.
And Smalls was right around 4. So
Yes.
You're getting 4 to pop every time you run the football. That's productive.
Yes, sir. Well, the thing is that Jaquan had a thumb injury. I think it really affected him.
Okay.
I don't think he ran as hard as he did, but he's okay. He's going to be all right. We've been kind of holding him out a little bit this week. He's a very physical runner and does a great job of it. Deontay Powell's going to fill in there a little bit. Also, at some running back, he's a young underclassman guy. And then another guy that plays some H-back tight end, Christian Buchanan, number 15. He's also ready to play a little running back too. So just to keep Jaquan fresh. Like I said, we came out that first series. He had 88 yards on the night, and I really believe that we handled that a little bit different, spread him out, give him a little bit. I think he'll be a 100-plus rusher every week if we give him a chance because we're going to give him the rock.
Now, was he injured going into the game a little bit?
No.
It just happened during the game?
It wasn't one of those deals, just a thumb.
I got you.
And but we got it now. He's getting treatment on it, and he may have a little brace on it on the thumb and area, but other than that, he's fine.
Everybody else healthy?
Everybody else, just the bumps and bruises that you normally have. Our kids are doing good. They're excited, man. I'm telling you, it started Saturday. Had a great early morning practice on Labor Day. Our kids are excited about it. They know that we got a challenge ahead of us in Jesuit, but they're looking forward to it.
Let's talk about Jesuit. One thing we do know is they can score.
Yes, sir.
I think they scored 49 last week. They got beat.
Yes.
And gave up a yardage that I haven't seen in a high school football game. I think it was 800 and something.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about them. What do you see and what do you expect to do?
Well, like you said, they can score points, and I had first-hand knowledge of it playing them in the first round of the playoffs last year when I was at West. The quarterback's a big, strong kid that can zing it all over the yard. He's a UCF commit. Reminds me a lot of the Bortles guy that was the first-round draft pick out of UCF. They got the left guard back, the left tackle back. They got a running back, which is a big kid. He's back. Coach Hickman and his group, they like to run the power, but the strength of their team is throwing the football all over the yard. Defensively, they're really good up front. I think their defensive tackles, you can tell they're big, strong kids, very aggressive. They're young in the secondary. I know last year they were all seniors on defense, and so they got some underclassmen on the defensive side of the ball. And so that may be a part of, the points that they gave up.
Right.
And plus, Arlington Bowie was pretty sticking good because, that's who we scrimmaged.
Yes, sir.
And I felt like we learned a lot from the Bowie scrimmage, but Bowie is a very talented team.
Yes, sir. They are. You talk about defensive front. I noticed that you rotated a lot of players in that front. Is that because it's early in the season and it's hot, or is that something you're wanting to give kids a chance? Or tell me
That's
about
something that we're doing. You know, we went into these two. We only had 2 non-district ball games.
Yes, sir.
Very tough district that we're in. 2 quarterbacks. We played 2 groups of offensive linemen. We played 2 or 3 backs. A lot of receivers. Yes, it is hot. But number 2, we got to be on our defense. The defensive style that we play, we're very aggressive, and it allows us to play a lot of people, especially up front on the defensive lines and linebacker. Try to keep them fresh. Plus, I know Trayvon Ransom, who started at the end, he played some tackle, offensive tackle, played well. Bryson Roll, who played some nose and some end, he played some guard. Of course, Austin Corbett, who plays Sam linebacker. Right. He also played some tight ends, some H-back, did a great job on both sides of the ball. So we have a bunch of guys that play both ways, but more than anything, we're trying to evaluate who we can count on and who we can't. You know, when we get into this district season, it's going to take more than 22 guys to win to get in the playoffs.
It's something you had mentioned last week, and
yes,
I'll remind our listeners that we're in a 9-team district. So the preseason, or whatever you want to call it, this is the last tune-up before it actually counts toward the playoff goal. And you feel pretty good about that?
I do. I really do. I feel, you know, all we got to do is worry about one game at a time.
Yes, sir.
It's the coach's job to worry about down the road. But right now, I told them, I said, you know, yes, we want to win the football game, and I know I said that last week. But more than anything, we want to evaluate our team. We'd like to be too deep going into district play next week against Flower Mound because we like to play as many people as we can. I think anytime you play a large number of people, not only do you stay fresh, but also it helps your practices. The more people you can get on the field that you can count on, you can trust, the better practices you're going to have. And I really believe that was a part of us being in that game in the fourth period. I mean, already as it was, we were having some problems with cramps and things like that.
Okay. Well, you know, we learned from last week that your kids will play hard from the opening whistle until the final tick on the clock, and we expect the same thing this Friday night. Good luck to you. If you can't come out to the ball game and see it in person, listen to us on Champion Sports Radio. Coach McCullough, once again, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing you guys in action Friday night.
Thanks, sir.
And that was our weekly interview with Coach Joy McCullough. Again, so kind to take time out of his busy day to visit with us. And now we're going to take time to pay a few of the bills. And you're going to hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back after this break to bring you more of Plano East versus Dallas Jesuit here on Sports Sounds Radio.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Mm-hmm. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got. But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Rodenbaugh's
Shell X.
There's a Point of Origin.
All right, welcome back to the Plano East Panthers versus the Jesuit Rangers here at Postel Stadium in Dallas, Texas. We are excited to be here with you tonight. Sitting here right now, we're going to talk a little bit about the stats from last week's game between the it wasn't between them, but the Plano East Panthers stats and also the Jesuit Ranger stats from last week. So with no further ado, I'd like to go ahead and for the first time tonight, welcome Jeff Rushing to the broadcast.
Hey, Rick. Good to be back on another Friday Night Football. Just going to go over a little bit of stats last week for the Plano East Panthers. We had 150 yards, 42 carries on 149 yards rushing, which averaged out to 3.55 yards per carry. We had two quarterbacks, both attempted passes. Miko Smalls was 6 of 12 for 112 yards. And Miles Thompson was 5 of 16 for 51 yards. Jaquan Douglas was the leading rusher at 20 attempts for 88 yards. That's an average of 4.4 yards per carry.
Anytime you can average over 4 yards a carry, that's pretty good in high school football.
Not bad at all, not bad at all. Miles Thompson had 13 carries for 79 yards, which averaged over 6 yards per carry. Looking forward to a good night of football. I know the Jesuit Rangers had an exciting game last week. I believe it was 42-41 at the half, and Bowie kind of pulled away at the end. But there was a lot of total yards in that football game.
Yeah, last week, anytime you can have 83 points at halftime between the two squads, that is just a fantastic game for the spectators. Maybe not so much for the coaches, but for the spectators, it is a lot of fun. Let's look at the passing game for Jesuit last week. Bo Schneider, the commit to University of Central Florida, reminds me a little bit of Blake Bortles, as Coach McCullough was saying earlier in the coach's interview. Last week, on 17 completions, 405 yards, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception. My God, that's some pretty good stats.
Not bad at all, not bad at all. Be interesting to see how that Plano East pass rush can contain Bo a little bit.
Yeah, and you guys also got to look out for Garrett Amy. Last week had 5 receptions, 140 yards. That's an average of 28 yards a catch and 3 touchdowns. That's just ridiculous. The passing game, the offense is high-powered. Struggled a little bit in the rushing game last week. Really didn't. I guess they didn't really need to get it going. The passing game was dominant. But it's going to be important for Plano East tonight to be on their toes. Cornerbacks are going to have to play well, and I'd like to see Landis Durham get involved and get some rush on Bo Schneider and see if he can disrupt that passing game a little bit.
Looking forward to seeing what the Plano East offense can do, the rushing game, just to keep their offense off the field. Jesuit gave up a lot of rushing yards last week. Arlington Bowie had over 400 rushing yards and 450 passing yards. So maybe the Plano East Panthers will be able to move the ball as well and keep that offense off the field. Keep this a low-scoring game, not getting a shootout with them.
You know, it's going to be really important for Jaquan Douglas to come out. As Coach was saying, he did suffer a little bit of a wrist injury thumb injury last game. So he did. Coach said he did have a little bit of an off night. But the offensive line, I think, was the star of the game, other than Landis Durham, obviously. But as a unit, I think the offensive line was the star of the game. Let's see if we can get some more of those rushing yards and, like you said, keep the offense for Jesuit off the field. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pay a few bills and see if we can't get Opie back, and we'll be back here in just a few.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
All right, we're back. What a great and informative segment by my two co-partners, Rick Folletti and Jeff Rushing. We are about to have the coin toss. The Jesuit, by the way, the Rangers, there you go. I didn't know their mascot.
Yep.
The Jesuit Rangers are dressed in what I'm going to call the Notre Dame gold and blue. It's a deep navy blue and kind of the shiny gold, whereas your Plano East Panthers are in their Vegas gold and their road whites. White jerseys with black numbers, white pants with black trim down the side. The Jesuit Rangers will have dark navy jerseys with gold numbers, blue pants with two white stripes down the side. And it looks like Plano East has won the toss. And, Jesuit Rangers have won the toss and elected to receive. So there's no discussion there. When we get ready to kick it off, Plano East will start first on defense. And we'll get a chance to see what number 9, Bo Schneider, will be able to do. Wasn't he a Duke boy, or was it John Schneider that played Bo Duke?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm really excited to see what the defense. It's going to be a good matchup with Landis Durham featuring on the defense for the Panthers, and then also obviously with the big game last week, which we were just talking about with Bo Schneider. Let's see if that defensive line can disrupt a little bit of that passing game today.
And it's strength on strength. There's no question for us, the A&M commit Durham on defensive end, and for them, it's Schneider, the UCF commit on quarterback. And so I guess if you want in football, if you can have a strength on strength matchup, you want them on opposite sides of the ball. And a defensive end seems to be the antithesis with the quarterback.
I think it's really key for Plano East to control the pace of the game, not getting a shootout. This Jesuit offense is really powerful, and like I said, we got a good offense, but our defense is our strong point. Try to control with a nice running game, maybe set up some play action. You know, keep this game in the 20s and win this ball game 28-21, 28-14.
I like the way you're thinking. A couple of things. We know that East will try to rotate in as many defensive linemen as they can. That's nothing new in today's game. I think Jimmy Johnson started that with the Miami Hurricanes and carried it on up to the Dolphins, rotating a lot of defensive linemen in. The reason that's important is because when I checked in my truck on the way in here, it was 97 degrees.
It's going to be a hot, humid day out here on the football field.
And when you're playing a team that throws the ball as much as Jesuit does, it tends to make for long football games. The clock stops on incomplete passes.
It'd be real key for those pass rushers to stay hydrated, to get that consistent pass rush through the game. Keep some pressure on Bo Schneider.
Yeah, you're going to see the backups corners for the Panthers come in handy tonight. Quan Beasley and Hamilton. Obviously with the high-powered offense of the passing game that the Jesuit Rangers come in with, you are going to see some rotations in and out, as Coach McCullough said in his pregame interview, that he is trying to see who his two deep rosters are for coming up for district play, and it will be important for those backup cornerbacks to come in and serve a purpose here tonight.
We are 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from kickoff, which means we're about ready to have the national anthem played. We'll keep the crowd mic on. We'll stay here so you can hear that. Nothing gets me excited more than being at a high school football game on a Friday night and hearing the national anthem.
And I got to add, Opie, what an atmosphere. This is my first time here at Jesuit.
It is beautiful. The stadium is beautiful. You think they got any money here?
Easy. I had to drive through Highland Park to get here. I know the answer to that.
And remain standing for our national anthem. Pray. Heavenly Father, we ask you to be present tonight as we celebrate the blessings you have given the young men and women before us. Help them to realize that all the talents, skills, and abilities that they possess are gifts from a gracious and loving God. We ask you to keep our athletes safe from injury and help them all be examples of good sportsmanship. Please bless especially the drill teams of both schools for their willingness to serve the less fortunate through their food donation to the Brady Center. We pray this in your son's name. Amen. Amen.
All right. Nothing like a little added school spirit to the ball game.
Yeah, that guy was – there was a guy you guys couldn't see it, but there was a guy running up and down the sidelines just getting the crowd pumped up and gave us a chuckle out here.
Well, and he got them excited, and that's important. Enthusiasm in anything you do is always good.
Absolutely.
But the more of it you get, and here's the deal when you face a team like Jesuit, you want to get on top early and keep them out of their comfort zone, which is throwing the ball all the time, all over the field.
Ball control, ball control, ball control.
And then after that, what's important?
Ball control.
Bo Schneider, number 9, looks like a full-grown young man.
Yeah, he is standing right here in front of us. We are about 12 rows up from the Jesuit bench on the home side and watching the quarterback warm up right now. He's got a little bit of a cannon on him, wouldn't you say?
I would. And built like a tight end with an arm.
6'4", 220, I believe.
You know,
that's good tight end size.
They said it kind of reminds him of a Blake Bortles, but to me, I'm seeing a Roethlisberger.
I'm seeing a Schneider. Bo Schneider.
Bo Schneider.
There you go. You should always be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. Henry Matson's going to tee it up for the Plano East Panthers.
I like that.
Yeah, Oscar Wilde said it. I just stole it. And we are underway. Matson's kick is a short kick, going to be fielded at the 7-yard line. Out across the 20. He's got some room on the 30. He's down the sidelines to the 40, to the 45. Going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to spot it down at the 45. Nice field position for the Rangers to start this game.
38-yard return right there.
Yeah, that's more than you want.
Yep, definitely not the start that Coach McCullough wanted, but it was just a really nice return there for the Rangers.
So the Plano East Panthers will start the game on defense. The Rangers have 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. This game is just underway if you're just now joining us. In fact, this is the first snap from the line of scrimmage. Bortles in the backfield along with Matt Slovak, both of them captains. Bortles quick throw out to the pass. It's the double pass. Wide open. Number 3 for Jesuit behind everybody. Going to score on the first play on the double pass. That is Garrett Amy. Takes that in for a touchdown. A little bit of trickery to start it off. What do you think about that?
Well, the captain for the Jesuit Rangers, Garrett Amy, had everybody fooled. Quick pass to the outside. Looked like it was going to be a little bit of a bubble screen. And nobody covered Garrett Amy. He was wide open down the right sideline. And before he could get caught, he ran right in there for the touchdown. Easy touchdown for the Jesuit Rangers.
And let me emphasize, it was a double pass. And those are legal as long as that first pass is lateral to or behind the line of scrimmage. There's the kick. It is up. It is good. So with 11:41 to go in the first quarter, the Jesuit Rangers are on top of the Plano East Panthers 7-0. We'll be back right after this.
That nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShotboxDFW.com today. ShotboxDFW.com.
Well, that's an appropriate ad. Shock. That's what we're in. After the first play, it was the double pass set up by a long kickoff return. Jeff, describe that play for me.
Just a little double pass. The corner kind of got sucked up in, and Amy just ran right by him, and it was good pass and good catch for a 55-yard touchdown that took all of 10 seconds.
And you can gamble with those kind of things, Rick, when you return the ball out to almost midfield at the 45.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit more breathing room. It gives you a sense of confidence to start out the half.
Connor Lamford tees it up there for the Rangers. It's a bubble kick. Fair caught on the 40-yard line. Nice job of catching that ball by number 16, Darren Smith.
Very smart play to not let that ball hit the ground. Go ahead and fair catch it so he wouldn't get hit.
Well, you have the momentum because your trick play just worked. Why not see if you can get the ball back and then drive a nail in the coffin early?
You think Jesuit has any confidence about their football team?
Well, I think, they realized after last week they got to come out and play. So we'll start the game with number 10, Miles Thompson at quarterback for us. Number 23, Douglas, we talked about earlier, is in the backfield beside him. Sievert at the bottom, Omatosho at the top. Trips right. Here's the bubble screen to Omatosho. He catches it out at the 40, breaks the tackle. Dragon 2, still on his feet, then gets hit at the 45-yard line. We're going to call it a gain of 4. Going to make it 2nd and 6 on the 45.
Omatosho fighting hard out there, looking like Des Bryant running with that football.
Yes, he was. Got the ball early, got him a chance to show his athletic ability. He is a guy that I'm sure we'll call all night, one of the favorite targets. Thompson in the backfield. Douglas flanks him to the right. Now we have 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Ball on the far hash. Here's a snap. Thompson looks right, pumps. Now he's going to keep it. Goes up the middle off the left tackle. Looks like he had room for a second. We've got a late flag coming in. He picks up one. We'll see what that's all about with the flag. Did you see anything, either one of you?
I didn't see. I just
Looks
saw.
like we might get a face mask.
Just saw a flag fly about 30 yards. That's what I saw.
Is that the theme this year? How far can we throw the flag? Here we go. They're going to mark that off against the Plano East Panthers. We'll wait for the official explanation.
Usually from the back judge is a face mask, but I guess he saw a clip. Or a block in the back.
Tonight's referee, Smith Holder, talking with the Jesuit coach.
Jesuit indicates they are going to take it. So we'll get to play second down over.
And we will go ahead and announce the referees for or the officiating crew for tonight. Referee Smith Holder, umpire Tim Adams, head linesman Chris Southard, line judge Bill Dixon, and back judge who just threw that flag, Justin Jordan.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 16 now. Ball on the 35-yard line. Panthers need to get into Ranger territory down to the 49 for a first down. They'll try that with Douglas this time flanked to the right. 3 receivers to the top. Douglas looking right, or Thompson looks right, fires downfield, got a man. At the 14, he's at the 40. He's across midfield at the 30. He is down at the 23-yard line. That is number 14. Cameron Moore makes that grab.
Just a
nice throw and catch.
42-yard pass and catch there, Opie. Very nice play.
Just a really nice read by the offensive line. Jesuit was crowding the offensive line. They were showing about 7 people on the line. 3 of them backed off, and the line picked it up real well. Nice play by the offense.
Now they're going to balance it up. They're going to have Christian Buchanan in the game now at kind of that H-back in the pistol formation. Hand off to Douglas. He gets his first carry. He's through the line of scrimmage. Nice hole there. Picks up 5 on the first down, so it's going to bring 2nd and 5 from the 20.
Very nice blocking up front. Center and go.
We'll get the offensive lineman now. That's Dane Cordell, Alan Sarabia, Alvin Mena, Chris Edgett, Charles Edgett, and Howard Mullins. 4 seniors, 1 junior, but all in their 2nd varsity game of the season. Thompson in the backfield in the pistol formation. Hands off to Douglas to the zone read. This time he'll try the right side. Bounces wide, gets 3.5, maybe 4. Going to be a yard short. 3rd and 1, ball on the 16.
This brings up a real early important 3rd and 1 here for the Panthers. It'd be interesting to see what kind of call here Coach McCullough calls, especially with the results last week with Jesuit, the running game. I think we might see a run here.
3rd and 1. We've seen them go for it on 4th before. Now they're going to be in the pistol formation. This time the H-back is number 25, Austin Corbett. Hand off to Douglas over the middle. He's got the first down and then some. Hits one man still on his feet. Down inside the 10-yard line to the 7. Nice hole opened up by the offensive line then.
Really quick move there by Douglas to get in that hole and get free for a nice 7-yard gain.
So now, with 9:21 still left in this first quarter, the Panthers are threatening to tie this game up. Number 21, Zadok Wilson, is checked into the ballgame. He's wide to the near side. Omotosho wide to the outside. Both H-backs, Corbett and Wilson, in the game. Thompson going to keep around the left end. He's got the edge. He's inside. Able to pick up 3 before pursuit catches him. Just the quarterback sweep then. Going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line.
Very nice drive going here. Taking time off the clock. Keeping that defense on the field.
That's exactly what we had talked about in the pregame, Jeff. Let's go ahead and control the game with the running game. Keep that Jesuit offense off the field.
We've got 2 tight wings. That's Corbett and Buchanan. Jaquan Douglas in the backfield there. They're going to hand to him around the left side. He's got an opening. Makes a cut across the middle. Going to cross the 5-yard line, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Nice running there by Jaquan Douglas. Really wasn't much to the outside. Had to cut it back to the inside, and the Jesuit Rangers made a really good gang tackle at about the 4-yard line.
It was a nice stop by Peyton Long, but big Jaquan Douglas, I don't know who took the brunt of that hit.
Well,
he keeps those feet moving.
Yes, he does. No sign of a thumb injury slowing him down at all. Again, going to stay with that heavy set with the 2 H-backs. Now Douglas is even with Thompson. Here's the ball snap. Thompson's going to keep it, fakes up the middle. He's going to get inside the 3, down to the 2. Now we've got decision. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line with 8:30 still rolling in the first quarter.
No sign of the kicker coming on the field as of now.
No, I think Coach McCullough has every intention of tying this ball game up or turning it over on downs. We'll see what happens. 4th and 2. Fans are on their feet. Heavy backfield. Thompson and Douglas in the backfield. Here's the snap. Hand off to Douglas over the middle. He's got the touchdown. He's in. Nice call. Never a hesitation on Coach McCullough, and we have just scored with 8:03 left in the first quarter. How about that, Plano East Panthers?
Guess who? Right there on the right side of the line, they run right behind big old Howard Mullins, the senior guard. Just a great, great block there.
Now Henry Matson will come in and try to tie this ball game. Miklo Smalls, number 1, will be the holder. A little bit of movement, and now we got a flag. And they'll stop that play before it gets underway.
Looked like Jesuit jumped there first.
Yeah, but he got set. It'd be interesting to see what the ref – oh, they are going to go ahead and give it to the defense.
Made contact.
Yeah, once you make contact, it doesn't matter if you can get back and get set. It really doesn't make a difference. A lot of times you will decline this just to give your kicker a better angle. But we'll see what Matson does with it. Miklo Smalls is your holder. Here's the snap. Good snap. Got the kick up. It is through the uprights and good. So with 8:03 left to go, your Plano East Panthers have come roaring back like Panthers do to tie this game 7-7. You're listening to this on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. We'll be back right after this.
Experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early.
Okay, we're there. And we're back here at the Plano East Panthers versus the Jesuit Rangers. Fixing to go ahead and kick off.
All right. Mr. Matson will tee it up for the second time tonight. A short drive last time, Jeff. One play, a return after the 45. We'll see if they elect to kick it deep again. Back deep for Jesuit, number 26, that is Matt Miller, who had the nice return. And then number 35 for the Jesuit Rangers, that is Sam O'Hanlon, are deep, both of them standing on either hash at the 5-yard line. Matson has teed the ball up squarely in the middle of the field at the 40. We have another kick going to be fielded at the 7-yard line, down across the 20, 25, into the territory of the 30. The 34-yard line is where he is going to be stopped. Again, another big return by Matt Miller.
Another 27-yard return.
So now the Plano East Panthers will take the field for the second play and second time of the game.
Just to recap that scoring drive, Opie, that was an 8-play drive, 59 yards, totaling up 3 minutes and 51 seconds.
That
very,
is
very nice answer by Plano East offense.
That is a way to keep this powerful Ranger offense off the field. Backs on either side of Snyder. Here's the snap. He drops back. He looks right. Throws in the right flats. Overthrows the intended receiver, Peter Lynch, there, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Lonte Williams had really good coverage on that. Bo Schneider was forced to throw that ball outside.
And Landis Durham was greeting Schneider for the first time there with great pressure in the backfield.
Backs on either side of Schneider. Got an inside slot to the lower half of the field. 2 wideouts. Snyder calls for the snap. This time they're going to hand off on the lead play around the left side. Nice running room there. Going to pick up 6. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4. We're going to call it 3rd and 5. Give him 5. Ball on the 38-yard line. Now they'll go 2 receivers to either side with the lone back in the backfield. That is Matt Slovak joining Snyder in the pistol formation. Snyder drops back, looks right. It's the draw play. He's got room. He's around the 40. It depends on the spot. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 42, which, if I'm correct, is about a yard short. And they are signaling 4th down.
Yes, it is a yard short. The offense actually got what they were looking for, an outside rush. The middle was open, but the linebackers came in and stopped him to keep him from getting the first down.
Yeah, Austin Corbett is one of those linebackers who had a great game last week. Okay, here we go. 4th and 1. Neither team afraid to go for it. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Snyder calls for the ball. Now he's going to go to the sideline and reset. He will go under center now. And now he'll back up. So Slovak moves in front of him. He's 7 yards deep, and they're going to quick kick it. So there you go. They're pulling out all the tricks down. That's a nice quick kick. If you can get a ball down inside the 20, that's good. They got it all the way down to the 9-yard line. So they set up in 4th down offensive formation, and then Snyder showed a little bit of his leg and pooched it down to the 8-yard line. So we got 92 yards to go. 6:35 left to go in the first quarter, 7-7.
I never imagined I'd see Bo Schneider kick a punt tonight.
49-yard punt at that.
Nice average. And it looked like he did not hit that as hard as he wanted.
He just pooched it.
Yeah.
Well, when you're 225 pounds, you can pretty much do what you want, pooch a ball, and it'll go 50 yards.
You know, if I was a golfer, I would say that was a little flip wedge down inside the 10. What do you think, Jeff?
I think so.
Okay, true to form, we're our rotating quarterbacks now. Number 1, Miklos Smalls checks in for the Panthers. He'll have Douglas on his right. Sievert down at the bottom of the screen. Omotosho at the top. They'll hand off to Douglas. No, Smalls will keep it on the zone read. He's going to get out to the 15-yard line. Going to pick up, we're going to call it 5. It's a little hard to see this press box. While the accommodations are certainly nice, Jeff, this press box is not as high as some of the ones that we're in.
Not near as tall as the one last week.
It
But
was-
a real good first down play there by Plano East. Key to get in those 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3s.
Is moving the chains. Smalls the quarterback. The zone read now. He'll keep it up the middle again. He'll rush. Looks like he'll pick up 1. They're going to give him 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now on the 16-yard line.
Looked like there was a lot more there at first. That defensive line really closed the gap there.
I really like this number 1, Miklos Smalls. He's a sophomore. He's got a lot of talent. Obviously, it's still a little raw, but he's going to turn into quite a player for years to come here for Plano East.
Well, one of the things Coach McCullough said in the pregame interview is to try to figure out if they could get one quarterback and get in a rhythm. We're going to see what Smalls does here. He's going to keep the ball, and he's going to cut back reverse field, going to lose yardage. No, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, still running. And now we've got a late flag. And, Jeff, I think you may see the face mask there.
I think you may see the face mask there.
And I am sorry. I thought he was down, and that shows you what kind of strength that young man has.
What individual effort by Smalls there.
He really did look like he was down.
He was dead in the dirt.
Yes, dead in the dirt, you heard here first, but resurrected, much like Lazarus. And now there's a penalty going to go against the Rangers. Good news for us. We're going to move the ball out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. Sorry, that's the only biblical reference I'll use tonight.
We are at a Christian school, so.
We are. Folks, I know my Bible. You can look that up. It's in first parentheses somewhere.
First parentheses.
2 receivers either side. Douglas flanking Smalls on the right-hand side, and I just heard someone snort. Smalls is going to drop back for a pass. Now he's going to be under pressure and sacked by half of the defensive line for the Rangers. Number 43 and 98.
That was a coverage sack there.
Yes, it was. Ryan Brooks
really well coverage
in there. Also, Chandler Park, and they had a meeting right around where Smalls was at.
They had a small sandwich is what they had.
Oh, I like that. Very good. The result of the play is a loss of 6. So with 4:51, the Plano East Panthers are facing a 2nd and 16 ball now back to the 28-yard line. Small this time, quick throw out to the right flat, caught by number 21, Zadok Wilson.
Oh,
he turns on the afterburners, gains 19, maybe 20, moves the ball out across the 45 to the 48, first down, Plano Panthers.
You know, I really like Zadok Wilson. That's a young guy coming out. Quick pass to him on the outside on the little bubble screen there, and he went ahead and took that for 21 yards. Just a fantastic play there by Wilson.
He wasted no time getting point A to point B. 1st and 10 now, ball on the 48-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Miklos Smalls, fakes the zone read and then hands the ball to Jaquan Douglas. He's going to lose 1 there.
You know, one of the things I'm seeing here by this Jesuit team, they're pretty well coached. They got a lot of discipline there, and they stay home. Seeing them, they move fast down the line to go find the ball and get the tackle. That was a good play there by the Rangers.
Buchanan in at the short slot. 2 receivers at the bottom. That's Wilson and Siebert. Omotosho at the top. Smalls looks Omotosho's way. He makes the catch. He breaks the tackle. He's across the 40. He's still on his feet down to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup there of 24 yards.
Just a simple comeback route that the receiver just beat the corner there. The corner could not make the tackle. Omotosho just blew right by him.
That was Mac Elliott there. Zach Kissick. No, I had it right. Josh Cummings, sorry. Josh Cummings for the Rangers got schooled there by Omatosho.
Okay, Twins down to the bottom. Buchanan in the short slot at the bottom. Now they're going to hand the ball off to Douglas. He's around the right side, but penetration there will stop him for it looks like a loss of 1. It looks to me early, Jeff, like our receivers are a little bit more physical than their defensive backs.
We got such big receivers. Looks like they can't handle their size and their speed right now.
Yards after catch.
Yes, and then they're giving them a very, very nice cushion.
Number 15, Buchanan in the short slot. Wilson and Sievert at the bottom. A little bit of a high snap. Miko Smalls handling it. Douglas has got a hole on the right side. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 20. He is down to the 15-yard line.
What a great cutback there.
Stopped on a dime. Reminded me of Emmitt Smith.
Yes, it did.
Going to bring up a 1st and 10 now. Panthers threatening again from the 15-yard line with 2:55 left to go in the first quarter. Clock's rolling, and we're knotted up at 7-7. Buchanan now will play the slot back on the right-hand side. Douglas is even with Smalls, both of them standing at the 20-yard line. Here's the snap. Hand off to Douglas around the right side. He cuts back over the middle. Going to find tough sledding there. Get north and south when you have nothing to do, and you won't lose yards, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, especially like I was just talking about the speed of the defensive line to get down the line. When you cut it back to the inside against a speedy defensive line, you're going to be met, and you're probably going to be tackled for no gain.
Douglas making the best out of nothing there.
Yes. Now we'll set again. 2 receivers to the top this time as Wilson will move over to the inside slot along with Omatosho. Buchanan the short slot over there. They'll hand off to Douglas around the right side. Again, going to be met at the line of scrimmage. No gain as a player for the Rangers has lost his helmet, and you know by high school rules when your helmet comes off, you are mandatory sitting out 1 play. That is number 96 sitting out for the Rangers, Taylor Stein. He's the captain. So 3rd and 10, 1:54. The clock stopped because of the helmet. They'll restart it now. Safety is the number 1 factor. It's hard to play without your hat.
Yeah, it was a very good rule they installed, 4 or 5 years ago?
Something like that, yes. Number 14 has checked in the ballgame. That's Cameron Moore. He had a couple of receptions last week. He's going to be part of a trio at the top of the field. Miklos Smalls, the quarterback, he's looking to the top of the field. He looks over the middle. He throws the middle. Got a man. Nice grab by Cameron Moore. Nice. He went up and grabbed that rebound, took it out of the hands of 3 Ranger defenders. How about that? 1:32, and Plano East Panthers just went ahead.
He definitely got on his pogo stick there and went up and got that football. What a play.
What you saw there, you had trips to the right by the Panthers, and the middle guy, what was his name?
Cameron Moore.
Cameron Moore, the middle guy, cut into a post, confused the defense, and just a nice throw by Miklos Smalls.
Yeah, the reason that play was successful is because he could jump higher than everybody else, and he made that catch. And now here's the Matson kick.
You're going to have an offsides on the defense, I believe.
The kick is signaled good. We'll wait to see who exactly the infraction is on. My guess is if you were right and it's on the defense, they'll just decline that penalty, and they do. So the kick will stand. So now your Plano East Panthers with 1:32 left in the first quarter on top of the Jesuit Rangers, 14-7. We'll be back right after this.
Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
All right, we're back. 1:32 left to go in this first quarter, and it's been nothing short of action here as the Plano East Panthers lead the Jesuit Rangers 14-7, courtesy of a 20-yard throw and catch from Miklos Smalls to Cameron Moore.
Smalls, Opie left them on a 11-play, 91-yard drive there that took 5 minutes and 4 seconds.
Another effective tool to keep Schneider and company off the scoreboard is just to make long drives like that. And now the penalty,
they're going to enforce it on the kickoff is what they're going to do.
And it's a 15-yard penalty, so what you had there was a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, one of the two. because if it was offsides, it's just a 5-yard
Right.
penalty. So
almost a guaranteed touchback here.
Matson will kick the ball from the Ranger 45 now.
That'll keep those returns.
Well, it will. We'll see what he chooses to do here. Sometimes they like to kick it short when you get this and try to take advantage of field position and see, and
There
they
you
do.
go. You're right.
It's a pooch kick, lands at the 5 now, and coverage now for the Panthers is on time and on target as number 19. Excuse me.
Those Gunners don't have to run as far.
No, they don't. And Nick Reddy was the carrier for the Rangers there, and he's dropped at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10.
Good coverage there by the Plano East Panthers.
Minute 27 left to go in the first quarter. Jesuit will take over now for the third time. Remember, on the first series, they scored on one play, had a little bit of a drive, and then stalled at midfield on the next play. Then a pooch punt, and your Panthers went 92 yards. 91 yards. Thank you. That's why the young guys keep up with the math. Here we go. 2 receivers to the bottom, backs on either side of Snyder, 1 to the top. Snyder signals that he's going to hand the ball off around the right side on the power sweep. Nice gain, going to pick up 6, going to bring up 2nd and 4. That's 47. Matt Slovak, one of the captains on the carry there.
He's not very tall, but he is well put together. 5'7", 195, I believe.
Wow.
He's a bowling ball.
That's a power lifter's dream right there.
Yes, it is.
2 to the bottom, 1 on either side. Here's a snap. Snyder drops straight back. Now looking to his left. Got a man behind everybody over the middle. That's Amy. He makes the catch at the 40. It's a foot race, and he's going to be all alone here as he's going to take that ball into the end zone. So quick strikes again. And now Jesuit goes on a 2-play drive.
Garrett Amy just picking up where he left off last week. 3 touchdowns last week. Early in the game, still in the first quarter, he's already got 2 touchdowns this game.
2 touchdowns on 2 catches. Not a bad average.
No.
So they've had a 1-play drive, a drive that stalled, and this time a 2-play drive. A more traditional pass there. They just caught Amy on the post, and he got behind everybody then. So with 48 seconds left, we are an extra point away from knotting this game up. Here's the snap. It's up. The kick is good. 48 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-14. We'll be back right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
All right, we're back. We're back at Ranger Stadium. We thought we might see a lot of scoring, Rick, and we have. 28 points alone in the first quarter, and we're not through yet. Still 48 seconds left.
It's 28 points in the first quarter. I mean, just amazing. If you love football, you love offense, this is the game to watch, that's for sure.
And it's contrasting styles. Jesuit has done it on a 1-play drive and a 2-play drive. Plano has driven the ball down. Here's a short kick fielded by number 7 for the that's Deontay Powell. He's going to be hit and dropped across the 30-yard line to the 32.
Yeah, you got Plano East is showing a more of a traditional run-based power football offense, and then you got Jesuit who's coming out showing you the new age passing West Coast kind of real high potency powered offense. It's a really interesting match that we got here between the 2 different styles of football.
2 styles, same result, 14-14, 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And true to form, Plano East and Coach McCullough has elected again to alternate quarterbacks by series, and you're going to get number 10, Miles Thompson, back in the ballgame. He started the first series. Thompson drops back, looking over his left, got plenty of time over the middle, fires deep. Omotoso's there. in and out of his hands, a little chicken fight down
Looked like
deep.
a little bit of a grab there to me by the defensive cornerback.
Little stop and go there by Omatosho. Looked like the corner had a little hand on him there.
Well, it's hard to tell if he was looking back at the ball, but from here it looked like he was a little touchy.
And Plano will not huddle up. They'll go up-tempo a little bit. Two receivers, Zadok Wilson at the bottom along with number 83. That is Tim Wilson. So Wilson and Wilson at the bottom. Jaquan Douglas in the backfield. We're going to hand the ball off to Douglas across the middle. He's bouncing along the left side. Still on his feet. Breaks 3-4 tackles. Leaves a couple people laying on the ground and picks up 7.
Looks like Jaquan Douglas is feeling a little bit better this week. He's got some nice power football going. He's juking. He's not going down on the first tackle. Just real nice running there by Jaquan Douglas.
A little bounce in his step right then.
Boy, this crowd is pumping me up, man. This is some good football out here tonight.
Zadok Wilson will move with Omatosho to the top. Two backs and Jaquan Douglas in the backfield. Miles Thompson takes the snap, hands the ball to Douglas around the left side. He cuts it back across the middle. The first quarter expires. He picks up the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 43. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break, folks. You're listening to us on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds and the Roden Ball, Flooring America and Appliances. Proudly present Plano East football. That's a lot of P's. See you in a minute.
For everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products with competitive.
Okay, we're back. Second quarter is about to be underway. Your score knotted at 14. 1st and 10, the ball on the 48-yard line of the Plano East Panthers. Miles Thompson drops back on the play fake, rolling right, now throws in the flats. Caught there by Buchanan at the 15. He's around across number 15, across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. Pickup of 9, going to be 2nd and 1.
Miles Thompson gave a little pump fake there to fool the defense. They got him in the backfield there, but Miles Thompson made a real nice play to get away from the rush and was able to get that close to the first down.
Buchanan caught it out in the flats, fought for an extra yard. Wilson at the top of the screen, Omatosho and Zadok Wilson at the bottom. Douglas in the backfield with Buchanan. Now Douglas will follow Buchanan's lead. Cuts up the middle. Nice lead block by Buchanan. Brings the ball all the way down to the 40-yard line. Enough for the first down, plus 7, Jeff.
Douglas doing his best Marshawn Lynch impression tonight.
Yes, much better than Marcel Marceau.
Notice that offensive line. The holes in that defense are incredible.
Buchanan did a nice job of leading. We say he's in the slot, but he's really set over the tackle, more like a cheat fullback. Now they're going to hand the ball to Douglas over the middle again. It's going to find a little bit of tough sledding this time. Run into a few Rangers, stopped after. We're going to give him 3.5. Much better than I thought.
Douglas already on the night, 14 carries for 51 yards.
Nice average there. Keep that up.
That's almost 4 yards a carry if my math is correct.
Real correct.
Quick Oklahoma math.
There you go. Wilson and Wilson at the wide top of the screen. The ball on the right hash there out all the way to the numbers on the left. Omatosho down here on the right now. Miles Thompson looks left, hits Wilson over the middle. Almost hung on to it, but a nice defensive play there by number 32 for the Rangers. That is John Wunderlich. And what a lick by Wunderlich.
Dangerous throw there by Thompson right there into pretty good coverage by the Rangers.
I think he created the test, though.
He did. I was about to ask how. I bet he would score better than a 6 on it. And we're not going to talk about the Longhorn that did that. Here we go. 2 receivers to the bottom.
Cheap shot.
Zadok Wilson and Adi Omatosho. In the backfield is Buchanan. Douglas flanking Miles Thompson on the right. Hand off to Douglas around the left side. He cuts it up the middle, cuts inside that defensive end, picks up positive yardage, but going to bring up a 4th and 6.
think Coach McCullough was trying to run the football to try to get a manageable fourth down. Doesn't look like he's bringing the punt team on the field as of yet.
No. In fact, they're going to check in. Cameron Moore will check in as Buchanan checks out, so they'll go to 4 wide receivers here. And now Douglas is flanking Miles Thompson on the right. 2 receivers to either side. 4th and 6. Thompson drops straight back, looking, under pressure, rolls to his left, fakes to the right. Now he cuts back to the left. He's going to come up the middle. Now he's going to throw it, and it is caught. Wow, what a Johnny football play.
That was incredible. He went left, he went right, he went forward, he went backwards. The Jesuit Rangers were all over him, and he managed to find a diving player there for the first down.
Listen, if you got confused, listen to me there, you should have seen it live. You would have been confused even more. But the result of the play is a first down. Clock stops on the first down. 10:07 left to go in the half. All knotted up, 14-14. Plano East Panthers on the move. 1st and 10. The ball rests squarely on the 30-yard line at the left hash. That is the wide side of the field for us. We're going to line up in the heavy formation now with 2 slot backs, and they're going to hand the ball to number 7 is going to get his first carry for the Panthers. That's Deontay Powell as a helmet comes flying, so somebody's going to have to set out, and it's going to be the ball carrier, Powell.
Another one of those two-way players that Coach McCullough's gone with.
Short-lived was his substitution because he lost his helmet, and we're going to see who they bring in. They'll have to bring somebody in.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing him again, though.
Number 15 for the Panthers, Christian Buchanan, checks in the ball game. Number 27 now is the runner. That's Javon Redmond, who checks in as they're giving Douglas a little bit of a rest. 1st and 10, the ball on the 30. 2nd and 10, excuse me. Miles Thompson on the keeper picks up 4.
Little zone read there. Miles Thompson riding that out as long as he could, keeping the football.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. The line to make is the 16. The clock operator fooled me there. He didn't update the score clock. And, folks, I cheat. Sometimes I can't see the yardage, so I go by the clock, and it was messed up. Anyway, 3rd and 3. Up the middle again is Javon Redmond. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage, keeps his legs churning. I think momentum is going to give him the first down. They're going to signal 4th down, and it's 4th and a foot.
That was an interesting offensive arrangement there by the Panthers. They had 3 backs in the backfield and created quite a few lead blockers there for the Panthers.
A heavy set, timeout, 8:39 left to go in this game, 14-14. We'll be back right after this.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for
Douglas re-enters the ballgame. Now he'll be on quarterback Miles Thompson's left-hand side. 2 short slots. They're going to hand the ball to Douglas on the right side. He's going to get the first down and then some. Still on his feet as the scrum ensues. He's going to take the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line. 8:31, 14-14. Clock stopped, but not for long. We'll reset the chains, and it'll be 1st and 10. We're going to call it to 16. Jeff, what do you think?
Another 4th down conversion there for Plano East. 2 for 2 on this drive on fourth down conversion. This is going to be the 15th play of the drive coming up.
Oh,
this
my.
Is what we talked in the pregame, and then keeping that offense off the field and draining that clock.
Yes, sir.
Moving that football.
So 8:18, 14-14, 1st and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. Now Douglas is split wide. Going to hand the ball now on the left on the sweep. He makes a cut. He's across him, spins at the 12. Down, fumbles the ball. It's down at the 1. The Rangers are going to recover. The question is it going to be down at the 1 or a touchback? They're signaling touchback, and now they've got a penalty flag, and I'm not sure that's good.
That was a really Really tough play there for the Panthers. They got right there down to the goal line. It looked like he was gonna punch it in, and then the ball was punched out.
You know, it was second effort. He made a 360 spin. He's struggling to get in the end zone.
He was doing all he could to get that football in the end zone.
And the personal foul penalty will be signaled against the Rangers. So the ball is going to be placed.
Put it on the half-yard line?
Yeah, it was on the one where they recovered the fumble. Half the distance is the goal, so now it's on the half. And we may have called it on the 3/4, and you know, so now it's on what, the 5/8 or something like that.
Is that metric or?
Metric.
Okay.
8:02 left to go in the first quarter. This time, Bo Schneider will be 6 yards deep in his backfield, running backs on either side. He drops straight back, looks, throws wide out in the flats. It's caught there by number 10. And a nice tackle. Number 10 there is Peter Lynch. Makes that catch.
Peter Lynch out there one-on-one on the island made a great tackle. Just type of tackle that coaches teach.
Picks up 5
and
of the 10 yards they need for the first down. So now Schneider will actually be standing on about his 2-yard line to take this snap.
Rangers sending in the signals by the
2 receivers at the bottom. Running back leads out Schneider. They hand the ball up the middle. Got room. Across the 40. Cuts it down. Across the 25, sorry. All the way down to the 20-yard line. I messed that up completely trying to give his number. Anyway, the result of the play was a 14-yard carry. Going to move the ball out to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Clock going at 7:48.
Good move by Slovak there to cut it back.
Yeah, nice hole on that draw. And, you know, when you throw the ball as much as the Rangers do, the defensive linemen want to rush upfield, and that makes them susceptible to the draw. This time they're going to run the power across the right side. Not going to find anything there. Going to pick up 1. Landis Durham on the tackle there. Second, and we're just going to leave it at 2nd and 10. Ball on the actually the scoreboard says 21-yard line. 7:12 left to go in this half.
Second quarter moving by a little bit faster than the first.
Well, that's a result of the long drive by the Panthers. Now they're in the I formation. Snyder drops back, looks over the middle, tries to hit Amy again. He's got him. He out there. Misses him at the 45-yard line, but Amy's got some wheels.
Yeah, number 9 on the coverage for the Panthers, Jordan Williams, trying to keep up with him. Just a little bit overthrown by Bo Schneider.
Amy, not a big kid.
No, not big, but he looks like he can run a little bit. He had some separation.
Wheels.
But that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 now, the ball on the 21-yard line. In the backfield, number 47, Matt Slovak, along with Bo Schneider. 2 receivers to either side of Schneider. Here's the snap, drops back, looks right, hand off the draw to Slovak. He's got room. He cuts it around the 30. He's at the 35, stiff arms a man, runs squarely into a defender at the 38-yard line, but not before he gets the first down on a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Alante Williams put a nice tackle on him. Probably saved what could have been a more of a big play for the Rangers.
Slovak is, like you said, a little bit of a bowling ball.
He is a bowling ball for sure.
And he
gets moving. He ain't going to go east to west. He's moving north to south.
3 receivers now to the wide side of the field. Slovak on the right of Schneider. 1 receiver to the bottom. Quick throw there by Schneider out across the middle on the bubble screen. Fighting for yardage across the 45 to the 46, and we have a flag, possible late hit.
It's definitely going to be a late hit on the Panthers.
Well, it's certainly the consensus of the crowd on the Jesuit sideline.
Looked like the receiver lost the ball a little bit while he was going down. I don't know if the defender was reacting to that or not, but nevertheless, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
They're going to get Landis Durham for that one, for the late hit.
Going to put the ball now on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock stopped at 6:23 as they reset the chains, 14-14. This drive started on the half-yard line for the Rangers, now moved well into Panther territory. Hand the ball on the draw play. Slovak cuts around the right side, then finds some opening and gets 3 yards.
Schneider really adds to the trickery as he Hands it off, but still pump fake to the receiver out here.
That's well disciplined, well coached.
Yes, it is.
Keeps the eyes of the linebackers in the backfield and forget about Slovak running up the middle. So Slovak is 9 yards deep in a traditional I formation.
Little pistol look.
Snyder's 4 yards deep. Snyder drops straight back, looks over the middle, fires over the middle, fastball. Caught by number 14. That is Charlie Edinburgh.
He really hummed that one in there, Opie.
He did, and it looks to me they are signaling first down. 1st and 10 now, ball on the 29-yard line. I thought my math was correct, and that ball had to be over the chains. Here we are in that I formation again. Slovak deep, Snyder in the pistol look. This time he'll hand the ball to Slovak up the middle on the draw. He's met there, but not before he picks up 3.
Yeah, he caught up with Marquise Morrow right there in the about where the linebackers stand for the defense.
Austin Corbett coming from the backside made a nice play there.
Clock running. Will probably go under 5 minutes before this play is through. 5 minutes left in the half, 14-14. Now 2 running backs on either side of Snyder as he's in more of a traditional spread formation. Going to drop back, fake the pass, looks over the middle. He's going to be caught and dropped in the backfield for a nice loss all the way back to the 35-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 16. 3rd and 16, excuse me.
Bryson Royal, out of nowhere. We haven't called his name all year. Came out from the right defensive end position and just blew by the left tackle and made a really nice, sure tackle on Bo Schneider.
That is a big play. And what you need to do after this is follow up and make sure that you don't give up a big play here. Now they're in a bunch formation on either side. First time we've seen this at 2 receivers tied on either side. They fake the draw up the middle. They look over the middle. Snyder's got a man, throws deep. And now we've got several flags. Both teams clapping. I believe they're going to call it on us.
I think you're going to get holding on number 24, who is Marquise Morrow for the Panthers.
That ball seemed to be uncatchable. Generally, in high school, the refs will let that go if it's uncatchable. But not this time.
No. And the penalty didn't advance the ball past the chains for a first down, but it's an automatic first down on holding. So now we're reset. 4:15 left to go in the half. Ball is on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rangers. Looks like we had a chance for a big stop there. Then we had a penalty. Two running backs on either side of Snyder, and they're going to send Amy in motion to the left side. Going to hand the ball to Slovak around the left. He cuts around the right. He's still on his feet up the middle. Gets the first down plus 2 yards. Takes the ball down to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10 there.
He gets to go north to south. He's a hard man to bring down.
Yeah, he is not going to try to get the edge. Plays bigger than he looks, and he's awfully quick.
He's got some speed. He's got some power. Looks like all
kind of reminds me
back.
a little of Mike Allstott.
I was thinking John Riggins, but I'll go with Allstott if you want. Both of them ended up playing for the Redskins, right? No, Allstott played for the Bucs.
Allstott was with the Buccaneers, yep.
Purdue Boilermaker.
1st and 10, ball on the 14. Snyder hands off to Slovak around the left side. Gets 4 yards downfield before he runs into trouble. Picks up 7. Going to bring up his 2nd and 3 from the, well, actually it's the 8-yard line, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 4 from the 8.
A couple of big plays coming up for both teams here.
3:12 and rolling left to go in this first half. Snyder looks and gets the signals from the sidelines. A lot of teams now don't bother going in the huddle. They just take the blocking assignments from the offensive coordinator on the sidelines, signal it all in. Amy's in motion. Backs on either side of Snyder. They're going to hand the ball to Slovak around the left side. He is hit immediately in the backfield but falls forward for 2.
Whole bunch of Panthers on the stop there.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 2 from the 6.
Nice pursuit there by the Panther defense to keep it to a pretty minimal gain.
You know, one of the things I haven't seen Bo Schneider run with the football, and he certainly looks like a big man that can do that. Slovak in the eye. They hand the ball up the middle. He is going to power his way down to the 1-yard line. where it's going to be first and goal from the 1. Any guesses on who gets the next carry?
Does it start with an S, end with a low back?
That could be it. So with 2:19 and counting, 14-14, Rangers have the ball first and 10 from the Panther 1 yard line. First and goal.
Coming up on the 13th play of this drive.
Which is unusually long for them, since their previous drives have been like 1 play, 2 play, and 6 plays.
Which was really helped by a holding penalty on 3rd down and 16.
Backs on either side of Snyder. They'll hand the ball to Slowback across the middle. He's not going to get there. He's going to get close. They're going to mark him down at the 1 foot line. We'll reset. Clock at 1:48 and rolling.
Good penetration there by Anthony Hines at 3rd.
Going to bring up a second, and it looks like the ball is spotted just outside the 1 yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 1.5.
Jesuit now draining the clock, trying to not leave any time left for the Plano East offense.
Well, we know Jesuit can score in a hurry. Now we're going to call timeout. While the trainers are getting our young men hydrated on either side, we're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back with Rodenbaugh Floorings and Appliances presentation of Plano East Panthers right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen.
1:25. Clock stopped on the timeout. It is 2nd and 1.5. Slovak in the backfield with Schneider. Now the handoff this time across the other side. Flags fly on either side. Number 13 for the Rangers, that is Max Laubrower, who scores.
It is going to be a touchdown. He just signaled offsides on the defense.
So the play will stand. Minute and 21. Jesuit will go ahead 20-14, and we'll wait an extra point to tack it on to see exactly how large the deficit is. Number 16 for the Rangers, that is Connor Lattenfer, who will attempt the extra point. Snap is down. The kick is up. It's on its way. It is good. So with that, a minute and 21 left to go in the first half. Jesuit Rangers 21, Plano East Panthers 14. We'll be back right after this.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
All right, Quan Beasley, Adi Omotosho, back deep, both standing in the middle of the field right now at the 5-yard line. I suspect, Jeff, that as the kicker approaches the ball, they will spread out. Omotosho and Beasley standing with their hands on their hips at the 5.
They are pretty close to each other.
They're going to switch
and now they will switch places, widen out to just inside the numbers. Here's the kick, a low squib kick, still on his feet, going to picked up by Omotosho at the 7. He's across the 15, across the 20, makes a move to the outside of the 25, the 30, cuts it back to the midfield, gets down to the 34-yard line is where they're going to mark him out of bounds.
27-yard return there for Omotosho.
27 yards. That's a nice average. You want to get something around there. and that's productive.
Just to recap that last drive by Jesuit, they went 16 plays, 99 yards.
A little unusual for them. Stole a page out of the Panther playbook. The result of that is 21-14 with 1:13 left in the first half, and Miklo Smalls now at your quarterback. Jaquan Douglas will stay as the running back. Buchanan in the slot. Omotosho, the lone receiver, to the bottom, and Sievert and Wilson at the top of the screen. Smalls keeps the handoff on the zone read. He's across the 35, still on his feet at the 40. Spins, makes the guy miss at the 41. Going to get down to the 42-yard line.
Nice jump cut there by Smalls.
It's going to be a late flag coming in on the play.
Looks like they're going to mark that off against the Rangers.
Personal foul face
What a
mask.
huge penalty.
Wow, thank you. Plus 15.
We'll take it. And we got 2 timeouts left with 1:05. Yeah, we'll march down the field and take that.
So the result of the play and the penalty is move the ball all the way down to the 43-yard line. The clock will start now, 1:04. So it'll roll under a minute before you get a chance here. Miklo Smalls and Douglas in the backfield, 2 receivers to either side. That is Moore and Omotosho at the bottom of the screen. And now we've got another flag.
It's going to be a false start on the offense.
Receiver just didn't get quite set.
That's going to bring up a 1st and 15 now, the ball on the 48. Truthfully, the first down and distance is not as important. You've got a long way to go and 52 seconds to get there. Miklo Smalls, your quarterback. Douglas flanks his left. 2 receivers to either side. Zadok and Wilson at the top. Cameron Moore and Omotosho at the bottom. Bobbled snap. Miklo Smalls is now going to be dropped. Never quite held the snap. Loses 7. Ball's all the way back now to the 46-yard line.
Looked like he may have just took his eyes off the football there, which is understandable, trying to make a big play at the end of the half.
Plano East now will call timeout to think about it. What we will do without thinking is hear from our sponsors after the Rodenball's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano East football will return right after this.
I'm in a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design.
Second and 21, the ball on the 46, 29 seconds left to go in this half. Plano East will snap the ball from the 46-yard line. Smalls is the quarterback. Douglas on the right-hand side. They'll fake the draw. Smalls is running around his right side, rolling. Now throws the ball deep out of bounds. Omotosho tries to make a shoestring catch, catches the ball but can't stay in bounds. Stop the clock with 22 seconds and more laundry in the backfield. And we've got a hold on the Panthers.
Going the wrong direction.
That's going to back the ball up 10 more yards. Now down to the 36-yard line. To get a first down, the Panthers will have to cross midfield and move the ball all the way down to the 32.
At this point on 3rd and 21, I think you just got to take the safe play, run the clock out, and get ready for the second half.
Well, they're going to put this ball on the 36. They're going to have to get down to the 33, so you got 14 plus 17, if my math is correct.
31 yards.
Yep, my math is correct. 22 seconds left. 2nd and 41. 31, excuse me. Miklo Smalls in the backfield with Douglas. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Wilson, and Omotosho. Sievert alone at the top. They'll fake the handoff. Omotosho's going to get the bubble screen. Cuts across the middle. We've got a flag. We'll see what that is about. Number 14, Cameron Moore, was blocking for Omotosho on that bubble screen. He might have gotten tied up with the defender. And the Ranger players are signaling holding. It's always nice when a defensive lineman gets to tell you what the call is.
Everybody's a ref, isn't it?
You're a ref, a coach, or a parent, but everybody's got a job. Here we go. Holding again on the Panthers. We'll see because there's 15 seconds left to go. If they decline this penalty, we may have to punt the football before time runs out on the clock.
It's a tough possession here for the Panthers right before the half. Looks like they will accept the penalty. Moving back.
Okay, here we go. Now it's going to be 3rd and 41 from the 28. It looks like the Panthers are just going to go into the victory formation here. Miklo Smalls will field a low snap to the right, cuts up the middle, around the 30, still on his feet. Got a man to beat, going to get outside, makes up, he gains 16, and he's still going to need 22 to get the first down. 7 seconds left.
He made an athletic play just to keep the football. The snap was a little wide, and he made a one-handed grab, brought it into his body, and took off downfield.
Yes, and that's the second time he's corralled a snap that has been a little bit off target.
Looks like they may go for it here on 4th down.
Well, you got to play the last 7 seconds. I'm not sure I'd trust.
I believe it's still 3rd down with that.
It is 3rd and 31. Yeah, there we go. I like that better. Smalls will take the snap now. Another wide snap. Fields it one hand to the left. Cuts across the middle. Gets across the 50 down to the 46. Going to leave him short. But that'll run out the clock. That'll do it here at Ranger Stadium. 21-14, your score. We're going to pay some bills. Stick around for our halftime interview. That is Miss Summer Simmons, the cheerleading sponsor for your Plano East Panthers.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also log symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the ShockBox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
All right, and we're back here at Jesuit High School here in Dallas, Texas, to kind of go over this first half and what went on in the game. And Jeff, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about Plano East and give us some stats here from the first half.
Well, Rick, Plano East had 241 total yards in the first half. They had 30 rushes for 124, which come out to an average of 4.13 yards per carry. Other than they really ran the ball well, had that one crucial fumble going in the end zone on a second effort by Douglas, just trying to make something happen. But other than that, they played really flawless in the first half. We're 7 of 9 for 117 yards passing. Of course, with our quarterback combo, Miles Thompson was 4 of 6 for 59. Miko Smalls was 3 of 3 for 58.
Yeah, it was a really good first half for Plano East. They actually gained more yards, had more first downs, better rushing average. They were all around stats-wise looking better, but it's the big plays that are killing them here in the first half. First quarter, they come out. Jesuit comes out, and Bo Schneider throws a touchdown to Garrett Amy to get the score off of.
Actually, that was the trick play. That was the trick play. That was the double pass.
That was a double pass. It was a nice little play there. The other thing that I'm looking at here for the Jesuit Rangers is Matt Slovak, 11 attempts for 73 yards. That puts him at a 6.64 average per rush. That's pretty darn good, Jeff.
Yeah, he's run the ball really well. He gets going north to south, and he's a hard man to bring down. But not to be matched by Jaquan Douglas, who had 17 carries for 78 yards, 4.6 yards per attempt, and he added a touchdown. And he had the one crucial fumble going to the end zone on that second effort. But still had a great first half.
That's one of those plays where you can't get mad at him for that. He's trying to fight for the touchdown, needs to hold on to the ball, yes, but you got to love the heart, you got to love the effort, and that's really what Coach McCullough is looking here for out of his team here in these first two non-district games, was find some rhythm, find the players that are going to be contributors to the football team, and Jaquan Douglas, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be a positive player for you all year long.
Yeah, they found some really good rhythm in that second quarter of mixing the run and the pass. Jesuit didn't have much answer for the zone read. Jaquan Douglas taking it up the middle. And the big receivers on the outside with Omatosho had 2 receptions for 27 yards, and Cameron Moore 2 for 55 in that nice touchdown grab.
That was just an amazing
going up and getting it.
He went up there and he said, "This is my ball. I'm going to catch it, and no one else is going to touch it."
Yes, sir.
And I'm seeing a lot of positive things out of the offense tonight. Last week there was some rust coming off the player. They were trying to find out what kind of team they were going to be, and the defense really was the shining star last week. Here, the offense is showing a lot of promise. I'm seeing a really nice rushing game from the Plano East Panthers with Jaquan Douglas, and it's going to be real interesting to see what we can do. Coming up next, we have the head cheer coach for Plano East High School, Summer Simmons, coming up right after this.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're back. We're live. Folks, it's always a pleasure to meet other people associated with Plano East High School, and it's especially a pleasure when you meet someone 10 minutes before the game and say, hey, you're my halftime interview. But exactly how you would expect a cheerleading sponsor to look. I actually pointed you out of the crowd and said, you must be the one.
That is me.
Enthusiastic, pretty, and not shy.
Oh, thank you.
So we've got Summer Simmons.
Yes.
Summer, tell me, how long have you been here with Plano?
This is my 14th year.
Wow, that's longer than I've ever done anything in my life.
I know, me too. That's the longest schooling I've had.
And folks, if you were here in the booth with me, you would think she started in middle school. I'll assure you of that.
Child prodigy.
There you go. I like that. Well, Summer, 14 years eclipses, a couple of decades.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the changes you've seen from when you started. Were you a cheerleader in high school?
Actually, I was a dancer in high school. I was on the drill team in high school, so I completely flipped sides. I went to the opposite side. Now I'm the cheer coach.
I didn't know there were so the drill team and the cheerleaders there.
No, there's no like battle or anything, but it's like they're two
different things.
Two different type things. There's a lot of similarities, the uniformity and the precision and stuff like that you would have between the two teams, but there's no rivalry or anything. Our groups actually are really good friends. Like the drill team directors and myself and my assistant are all like good friends. We share an office. We try and like coordinate pep rallies and at games and stuff. We're each other's like great supporters. So we have a great communication and a great relationship with both programs.
I know that those things take a lot of time, and your girls are very dedicated. A lot of people think cheering shows up about an hour before the game starts, and then they're through, but we know better than that.
Well, it's nice that people think that because then they think we're just, that awesome. And they are. Like, I just have an awesome group of kids, and I've got, a JV squad and a varsity squad. I have 2 mascots. I have guards who run my flags, and I just have a great group of kids. They get along, and they work hard, and they come in every day at practice and, are always given 120%. So I'm, like, really excited for this group.
And after 14 years, have the kids changed any from when you first started?
Yeah. I mean, it's just different dynamics. Cheerleading's changed a lot in 14 years. And on, what's allowed and what's not allowed. And you can see that, with competition increasing, the level of talent increases the years have gone on, and so it's nice to see that every year they improve. And it's interesting because I have an alumni Facebook page, and so I'll put stuff on about the girls on there, and my past girls are just like, oh my gosh, they're just like, that we would have been nothing. It's just they're so impressed and they're just so proud, and I'm like, y'all set that standard. Every year, girls below you were looking up to you and wanting to be you, and so because of what you set 14 years ago. That's how come these girls are as good as they are and always have wanted to be a cheerleader because they looked up to you. And so I'm proud of all my alumni because my girls are who they are partly because of who my alumni was. So
absolutely. And Edison said, if I reach far, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants.
That is true.
Something like that. I'm
Sounds
not real
great.
sure about that. But that's one of the things Coach McCullough touched on was tradition.
Yes.
And he mentioned that you and he go back
yes.
a long way.
My first year at East was the last year that I believe Joey was at Plano East before he went to Plano West. And so I have just looked forward to the day when Joey would come back to East because, he was a graduate of Plano East and he's always had a passion for these kids. And it's just been so nice to have that energy. And I think the kids enjoy that, having somebody who can honestly say, I graduated from here and I know what you went through and, this means something to me. So he's just been a great addition to the program, and we're so excited to have him back, and he's just a great person too.
Mr. King, I had the pleasure of interviewing him last week at halftime, and he indicated the same thing. Passion is the word
yes.
that is brought out. And passion is one thing cheerleading is all about.
Yes.
Passion within the squad and passion igniting it with the fans.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the Plano East fans.
We have a good group of fans that, they help, encourage the girls, and, they try and, join in with them, and sometimes they'll start stuff, and because, sometimes being on the sidelines, you can't always see everything, and so it's nice to have that we have fans that'll, kind of, start things where, oh, this is what it's at, so because we can't always, we've got 6-foot-something boys standing in front of us sometimes we can't always see. So we've got a great group of fans that have been very supportive and are, always trying to, help us out and cheer along with the girls and, just be a great part of the Plano East, tradition.
Well, let's talk about this year's squad.
Yes.
You have juniors and seniors.
Yes.
How many?
I have 14 JV cheerleaders. I have 11 varsity. I have 2 mascots, a JV and a varsity mascot, and I have 6 boys.
And 6 boys?
6 boys. They're my guards. I have 1 JV guard this is my first JV guard I've ever had. I've never had a junior before. And so we're excited about that because he can be on the squad for 2 years now, which will be great. And so then I have 5 senior boys.
So you have some continuity.
I do. This will be good because normally we've had boys just as seniors. And so now we're just trying to start to gather in a couple of juniors each year so that we can, have 2 or 3 that can help, start up the year every year so we're not always having to start fresh every year with the boys. So now,
excuse my naivete, but are they helpful with stunts?
Yes,
is that
very
primarily
helpful.
what they do?
They help the girls with stunts. They are the ones who yell with the megaphones because, boys have the deep voices, so their voices carry, which is nice and helpful. They run the flags, and, they're just a great addition. They're a lot of energy. They're excited, and these boys have just, taken upon themselves to push themselves farther to learn new tumbling and stunting, and I've just been really impressed with them and how they've, just kind of, tried to improve upon, themselves and not have to meet me to say, I want you to go out and do this. They just do it themselves. And they come to me and ask me, can we do this? I'm like, yes, this is great. You're taking the initiative. This is awesome. I love it.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. You talk about tumbling and stunting. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people that are of the opinion nowadays cheerleading is a sport.
Yes. Not
just an accompaniment to the football team. And you have to be athletic to do that.
Yes.
I will tell you a little bit about myself because I like me. But in 1976, I would not have made varsity as a sophomore if the guy that was playing in front of me did not quit to become the first male cheerleader.
Oh, wow.
At Brewer High School. Now, I don't want to bore you with all that, but I will tell you that he was an athlete. So the guys that are doing those things now, they have to be athletic.
Yes.
Now, do you find they come from gymnastics, or do you just teach them that when they get there?
I have a lot who have a background in gymnastics or have been doing cheerleading for a very long time. Over the years, I've had a lot of girls that have come from competitive gymnastics and have just, made the switch over because they're like, I'm not Olympic bound, and so I'm going to go a different direction. And so cheerleading was like the natural progression for a lot of them. But, because they get a lot of the skills they need for cheerleading, of course, come from gymnastics. But I do see that with some of my girls, not so much with my boys. The boys kind of, take it on for, different reasons. And but, I've got guys who've been in baseball and wrestling and lacrosse, just soccer. I've had a lot of soccer players. So I just had a lot of different groups. And so it's nice because, we get kids getting involved in not just one activity, and they're not getting to be involved in more than one activity and support their school.
I've found with kids like that, you're right. They're not involved in just one activity.
Yeah.
Those tend to be the leaders in the classes.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the cheerleaders are leaders because they're not involved in just cheerleading, but they have to make a certain GPA to stay eligible to cheer. They're under the same no pass, no play as the football team. Anyway, sorry. It's a bee buzzing around the room that temporarily distracted me. But Plano East trails 14-21. What's the mood on the sideline over there?
I think the mood is that they're excited and they're ready to come. I think they're going to come back from the locker room and have a new energize about them. And this is a tough group of kids, and they will fight to the end. They're not one. I don't think this is a group of kids that are willing to give up. They're going to fight till the last minute of the fourth quarter, and hopefully Plano East is going to come out on top because this is a winning team, and I'm excited for them.
Yes, and I'm sure that your girls do a nice job of keeping the crowd in the ballgame. Last week's game came down to the last play. I expect nothing less this week, as it's been a back-and-forth game in the first half.
Which makes it exciting.
It is.
Best football.
But I will tell you this. It's more exciting when you have a cheerleading sponsor like you leading those girls. And what we're going to do now, first of all, we're going to thank you.
Oh, thank you.
For a last-minute agreement to come up here and do the interview.
No problem at all.
And she is not bashful, folks. And what you need to do is come out to the game next week, our first
yes,
home game.
First home game. And it's Eastside night. And our feeder school bands will be there, our feeder school drill teams. And at pregame, we have our feeder school cheer squads. Our middle schools, our high schools, and our senior high cheerleaders will all be cheering together on the field at pregame. And we'll get to see probably over 100 cheerleaders on the east side. So it's going to be a whole east side support night. So it should be awesome. Everyone should come out. It should be a great
They
game.
should. And what time do they need to be there?
They should be there no later than 7 o'clock so they don't miss the pregame.
No, come for the pregame. Stay for the game.
Yes, stay for the whole game.
There you go.
Say for us taking on the who are we playing next week?
You know what?
I don't know.
That
off
would be
the top of
a
my head.
question for my producers.
I
They're
know.
a lot
I'm
smarter
like,
than me.
I'm like, I put myself on the spot. Flower Mound. That's right.
There you go. We check on Flower Mound.
Yes.
So be here for the pregame next Friday, our first home game. Summer, thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for spending time with us.
Thank
You've
you
been
for
a great
asking me.
interview. I know these guys are jealous because I get to do this every week. We're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back right after this on the Rodenball's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano East football.
Rodenball's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenball's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenball's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenball's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need Stacky, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. Stacky is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at StatGeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShotboxDFW.com today. ShotboxDFW.com.
All right, is that the theme to Batman?
That is an NFL Films The Lineman.
The Lineman. We're going to have to get the average white band, pick up the pieces. That is that's your assignment. I want pick up the pieces as intro music for next week.
I'll see what I can do.
I hope you guys were able to listen to Summer Simmons.
That was a good interview. I was in here, being a producer, I get to listen and produce. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm not just sitting in here calling games. I'm keep myself busy, but I did manage to catch some of the interview. It was
Want
nice.
to catch the interview. It's actually better to interview her in person because, let's face it, she's the cheerleading sponsor.
And she's pretty darn gorgeous, if you ask me.
Pretty easy on the eyes, as my good buddy Mike Martin would say. So the Panthers are now out on the south end zone, doing dynamic stretching, which is a way to warm up now, all in motion. The days of the crossover toe touch are gone. It's actually a proven fact that if you stretch while you're moving in motion, calling it the dynamic stretch, that it improves your performance. And that's what we need. We need an improved performance by 8 points because we trail by 7. So if we can outscore them by 8 in the second half, we'll be able to do that. One of the things that we're going to talk about is Miles Thompson was 4 for 6, which is a 66.67 completion percentage. That'll rank high in the NFL for 59 yards. And then Miklo Smalls was 3 for 3 for 100% completion. That will actually put you at the top of the charts in the quarterback rating. 58 yards and 1 touchdown. Jaquan Douglas did it for us on the ground. 17 carries, 78 yards, 4.5 a carry. Miklo Smalls, 8 for 32 at 4. Here's the deal. What we need to do in the second half is exactly what we have done in the first half, which is control the clock with long drives. We had one drive that stalled on the 6-yard line, and Jesuit was able to capitalize on that and go down for the score that made the difference. But it doesn't seem to me that we have had a problem moving the football and sustaining long drives. And I think if we're able just to keep that offensive momentum into the second half, and I know Coach McCullough has talked about this group being a fighting type of group, and they'll fight all the way to the end, I expect to see nothing but good things out of us in the second half. Defensively, Rick, what do you think we need to do to get back in the ballgame?
There's some really key things that the Panthers can do to keep ourselves in this ballgame. If you look, like we had talked about earlier in halftime, Bo Schneider only thrown 6 passes, completed 4 of them for a 67% completion percentage. That's pretty darn good. A touchdown. The other thing, if you look at the receiving game, is Garrett Amy. He's received caught 2 balls for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll say that again. 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. So if we look at the keys to the game for the Panthers, obviously it's going to be we need to contain Bo Schneider and Garrett Amy. We need to hit those guys in the backfield, get them off of their game, get them a little flustered. The other thing that I'm going to look at is the running game. You look at Matt Slovak, like y'all said, kind of like a Mike Allstott. Who was the other guy that you referenced him to earlier, played for the Redskins?
John Riggins. That's a
John
Meyer.
Riggins.
He was the Mike Allstott of the older era.
Big, tough backs, like contact. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to hit Matt Slovak early and often. I want him, whenever he gets the ball, I want him to know that there's going to be somebody there to hit him, get him off of his game, fluster him a little bit, and maybe we can come out and contain that high-powered offense, give the balanced offense, as you were saying, from the Panthers a chance to get us back in the ballgame.
So there you go. To recap that, what we have to do is have long drives, prevent the quick scoring strikes of the 1 and 2 plays that the Rangers have taken advantage of, cut down on penalties. We actually have 6 for 57 yards. The Rangers have 3 for 30-something, so we've been penalized a little bit more. And we believe we can do all of those things. So stick around. We're in for an exciting second half of football. Both teams have now taken the field. We're going to pay the sponsors, and we'll be back with the second half presentation. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. We'll be back right after this.
Place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Okay, we're back. Plano East is ready to catch this ball, and I'm sorry, now we're going to go into the bump music. Good, I'm sorry, I was early. But I was early because I wanted to not waste any time letting you know that John Riggins was a Hall of Famer. Mike Allstott was not. Allstott.
I'm glad we clarified that.
Yeah, it's my bad.
We were poking fun at Opie during the break.
I realize.
It's a process.
It is a process.
Okay, Jason Garrett.
And besides that, Riggins had a lot more personality than Mike Allstott. I don't know that personally. I've never sat down with him. I'm just hearing the stories, especially you ought to listen to the story about Riggins in the White House after they won the Super Bowl. So, Adi Omotosho back deep along with number 32, Quan Beasley. That'll get the second half started. Here's a kick in the middle, fielded by the up-back, Javon Redmond on the 30. He's across the 40, still on his feet, out to the 44-yard line. So the way that the Rangers started the game with a big return now, the Plano Panthers will see what momentum does is they'll have the ball 1st and 10 on the 43.
Good field position right here. Start the second half.
The Rangers were trying that little pooch kick to see if they could catch the Panthers off guard, but kind of came back and bit them in the butt a little bit there because now the Panthers are at the 43-yard line.
And correction, that was not Javon Redmond on that carry. That was Deontay Powell. Now Miles Thompson is back in at quarterback. Jaquan Douglas flanks him to the right. Buchanan's in that short slot over the guard about a yard deep. 2 receivers to the top. Omotosho along at the bottom. Lead play over the middle. Douglas breaks the tackle across the midfield at the 44, still fighting. Still running on his feet as he just carried would-be tacklers, about 9 yards. Ran the ball all the way down to the 36-yard line.
He had to have about 600-700 pounds on his back just now.
23-yard rush right there. Doing his Marshawn Lynch impression.
Or Marshawn Lynch. Either way. Douglas to the left. Miles Thompson is your quarterback. Buchanan on the right. They're going to hand the ball to Douglas again on the lead around the right side. This time he's going to find the sledding a little tougher as he's going to fight his way down and pick up 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 35.
There's no denying that Coach McCullough has decided who his workhorse is going to be this season.
Yeah, and I think he's fully recovered from that thumb.
Doesn't seem to be bothering him.
Snaps are a little better also than they were for Miklo Smalls in the first half. You've seen Thompson, the snaps are hitting around the waist, right where he wants. Buchanan in the short slot on the right-hand side, lined up over the guard. Jaquan Thompson on the left. Miles Thompson will hand the fake. He throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of intended receiver Zadok Wilson, just a little high. Try to catch him on the post route down around the 22 and wasn't able to hold on.
Nice route there. Had him open just a little high.
Zadok Wilson, like you said, Jeff, ran an outstanding route. Took a pretty big hit at the end of that play, and a real nice effort there by Wilson.
Number 81, Carson Young checks into the ballgame for the first time. He's a tight end hybrid. He's going to be on the inside slot on the bottom of the screen to the near side of the field. Jaquan Douglas and Miles Thompson is the quarterback. Jaquan Douglas flanks him to the left. 2 receivers to the top. Low snap, fumbled. And they're going to call Thompson down as he went down to a knee to pick up that ball. So as soon as I bragged about the snaps, that was the kiss of death.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of problem with the snaps here, getting it, and it's always off to the right too. You had talked about Carson Young coming into the game, the junior tight end hybrid for the Panthers. I like this kid. He's got a lot of promise to him.
The result of the play, the loss of 3, is going to bring up a 4th and 14, and I agree. I'm sure we'll see him later on in the night. Durham is your punter. Landis fields the ball on the 45. End-over-end punt. Hits at the 18. Takes a Panther roll all the way down to the 15-yard line, where with 10:01 in the third quarter, the Rangers will take over 1st and 10, the ball on the 15-yard line.
All right, so here we go. Panthers on defense. Let's contain Bo Schneider, hit Matt Slovak, and that's the keys to the defense for the second half.
Slovak, Schneider, and Avery, all 3 of which are in the ballgame.
44-yard punt there by Durham to flip the field position. Very nice punt.
It is. Schneider in the short set, the pistol formation. Drops back over the middle. He's flushed out of the pocket. Makes one tackler miss. Now throws the ball deep, wide, and away. Actually hits the mascot in the head over there on the far sidelines. We hope he recovers. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 15.
Getting some good pressure there by Austin Corbett and Landis Durham.
And we talked about Schneider being a big kid. He was able to shake off a would-be tackler in the backfield. And the arm strength, he threw that ball across the field, down the field 30, and like I said, into the third row of the bleachers and hit the mascot. Running backs on either side of Schneider now. 2nd and 10, the ball on the 15-yard line. Snyder drops back, quick pass out in the flats, caught. Breaks one tackle across the 20 out to the, let's see, they're going to spot it on the 22-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Quick throw and catch, number 10 for the Rangers. That is Peter Lynch on the reception. Number 13 in the backfield, also Matt Lowbrower for the Rangers. So here we go, Slovak and Lowbrower on either side of Snyder. Snyder fakes the handoff, throws back over the middle to Slovak out in the flats. He's got the 1st down and then some. Hit there, but not before he gained the 1st down. Moved the ball all the way out to the 20.
Little screenplay there by Jesuit.
Yeah, they actually overloaded that side. That's the first time we've seen Slovak on the receiving end of the football, I believe. 9:36 in the 3rd quarter. Panthers trail by 7. 1st and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. Snyder will widen Slovak out a little bit. Now he'll hand to Lowbrower for the first time. He tries the right side. Going to find a little bit of room there. Going to pick up 5. We're going to call it 6. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4 as the Panthers continue to alternate linemen in and out. Number 99 for the Panthers comes in the ballgame. That is Deontay Watts, a player of last week's game for Coach Joey McCullough and the Plano East Panthers. So you got 2nd and 5, ball on the 35, 8:56 and rolling. Snyder calls for the ball, fakes the handoff to Lowbrower, drops back over the middle, fires on that post pattern to Avery. This time he's overthrown him by Goodway. Number 5 there on the defense for the Panthers, that's Alante Williams. As we had a player lose his hat, he'll have to come out of the ballgame, pick up his mouthpiece and his earpiece. He got busted all the way around.
Amy did have a step there, but the pressure brought by the Plano East Panthers forced him to throw that ball just a little quick. So
you're right, Jeff. That pressure came right up the middle, too, which is always hard, for the quarterback to maneuver around when the pressure comes right up the middle.
So 3rd and 5. Ball on the 35-yard line. Number 26 for the Rangers checks in the ballgame. That's Matt Miller. They'll have 2 to either side, split wide. Slovak in the backfield. Fake the draw. They got the middle screen called. There it is. Matt Miller catches the screen but fights for the yardage, but the Plano East Panthers are going to deny that. It looks like a measurement. They're spotting the ball right. It depends on the spot. Spot it right on the 40-yard line. That is enough for a 1st down by the hair of his chin.
I think the Rangers got away with a little bit of a block in the back there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the left tackle took Austin Corbett and just pushed him in the back right to the ground. Got away with one there.
So the result of the play is a 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Slovak and Lowbrower in the backfield on either side of Snyder. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Here's the snap. Snyder looks straight back, pumps on the out and up. Defended well, ball on the sideline, nowhere to complete that pass. That is number 9 for the Panthers on the defense.
Jordan Williams with a really nice coverage that time. Step for step, just pushed the receiver all the way to the sideline. And one of the things, if you're an outside cornerback, you always should push your receiver as far to the sidelines as you can.
Outside leverage is important. He wasn't fooled by the out and up or the pump fake. Slovak now deep in the eye. Snyder 3 yards back, drops straight back, looks over the middle, fires out in the right flat. It's caught. There, enough for the 1st down on the Panther side of the football. They're going to mark it down on the 46. Nice catch there by number 11 for the Rangers. That is Tommy Sekuls getting his first catch for the night.
what a great throw there by Schneider. Right on the money on those crossing patterns. Not an easy pass to make.
No, that's an 18-yard out pattern, and he threw that in a hurry. You know, they say in the pros, if you can throw the 20-yard out, you have the arm strength to play. There's no question about this young man's arm strength. Lowborough and Slovak flank Snyder on either side. You're going to hand the ball to Lowborough across the right side on the lead. Nice block by Slovak. He picks up 5. Going to bring up 2nd and 5. The ball's going to be marked at the 41-yard line.
Jesuit brings in a little change of pace with Lowborough.
A little bit quicker.
A little bit quicker.
Not as physical.
Not quite as thick as.
But he does have the advantage of having Slovak block for him when they run that lead play.
Slovak Stone, he's an all-around back.
As John Madden would say, he's a football player.
Football ball.
There you go. Running backs to either side of Snyder. Here's a snap. Hand off to Lovac, his first carry of the second half. He's stopped in the backfield, makes a cut, makes a guy miss. Now he's on his feet, makes two miss. He's in a foot race at the 20, at the 10. You're not going to catch him, and that is a touchdown with 7:19 left to go. He was stopped 3 yards in the backfield.
Just a great effort there by Slovak. He came in and blew that play up, and he kept his feet moving and got free.
Good feet, a la John Riggins there. John Riggins had good feet.
That's definitely going to help his average. He had a 6.6 yard average before that carry, and that's definitely going to push him well above that now.
So 7:19 left to go in the third quarter. We'll await the extra point. Snaps up. Kick is up. It is good. 28-14. Jesuit takes the lead with 7:19 left to go in this third quarter. You are listening to the Rodenball Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football here on Champion Sports Radio. Come back right after this.
Demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, we're back, awaiting the Jesuit Rangers kickoff. Omatosho and Beasley are back deep. Here's the kick, a short kick, fielded on the 27-yard line. Brought out across the 35, still on his feet, down to the 39-yard line goes number 7, Deontay Powell, for a nice return. You still, anytime you can get the ball out over the 30, that's positive.
Just to recap that drive, Opie, that was a 10-play drive, 85 yards. Capped off by a 41-yard touchdown run by Matt Slovak.
So we got one of the goals we wanted, eliminated the quick strike. Now we just have to eliminate the touchdown.
And on that touchdown run, Plano East had it blown up. Guy just didn't wrap up and make the tackle, but we were all over it. Just a great individual effort by Slovak.
Buchanan checks into the ballgame now as that short slot. We'll call it the pistol formation. Douglas to the left of Miklo Smalls. Douglas got a big hole up the middle. Still on his feet at the 45. Still on his feet. Breaks 3 tackles down to the 35-yard line as he leaves a slew of would-be tacklers in his wake.
Douglas, a one-man wrecking crew tonight.
Absolutely. That is the way to answer, and they desperately need to answer here. After it was a back-and-forth ballgame, now the spread is 14. So the Rangers are threatening to blow this out, so we need to come back here. 6:57 left in the third quarter. Hand off to Douglas around the left side. He's finding room over the left tackle. Still on his feet. Breaks tackles. Gets all the way down into the 28. That young man is on a roll.
He does not go down easy.
Going to bring up 2nd and 4. Ball on the 29-yard line. Omatosho to the near side of the field. Wilson at the far side as the wideouts. Buchanan and Moore. Moore's in the short slot. Buchanan is right behind the guard. Douglas flanks Miklo Smalls to the left. Now Miklo Smalls is going to keep it on the right side. Got room. Looking for a block by Wilson. Got a block. Cuts it back across the middle. Across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. He fooled everyone there with the zone read, and why not?
Everybody's flowing to Jaquan.
Absolutely.
Quarterback pulls it.
Big gains made by Douglas. All of a sudden we fake it to him, and we run around the edge. And he got a nice block out there by Wilson on the edge to allow him to get down a little further. So now it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line. 6:06 and counting.
Got something cooking here. Let's go ahead and punch it in.
Now we're just going to flip the formation. Douglas is going to be on Miklo Smalls' right. Going to hand the ball to Douglas up the middle. He's not going to find any room this time as they were waiting on him.
Yeah, they definitely said, we know what you're doing, and we're going to stop it this time. That was a good stop there by the Rangers.
Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball resting squarely on the 20-yard line. On the far hash, Omatosho has been kind of quiet as of late after the first catch in the bubble screen early in the half. But he's on an island 101, split wide out to the near side numbers, and the ball's on the far side hash. We'll see if they try to take advantage of that one-on-one matchup. Douglas to Miklo Small's right. Here's a snap. Miklo Smalls is going to keep it. This time he had a little bit of a problem again handling the snap, and when you don't get the snap correctly, you don't have time to make a good fake.
Yeah, it can mess everything up. Football is a game of timing, and if the snap is low or if you bobble the snap, then you're late getting the ball to the running back, or you're late faking the ball to the running back, and it just throws off the whole play.
You only block those guys for so long.
Absolutely. So with 4:48 and rolling here in the third quarter, Plano East is going to take a timeout and think about it. We're going to take a timeout to hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sound, right after this.
Tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talent...
Okay, we're back. 4:44 left to go in the third quarter. Panthers trailing the Rangers 28-14. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Jaquan Douglas is your running back, flanking him to the left. Miklo Smalls is going to roll to his left down the outside. Now he's going to cut back up. Going to pick up a yard, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 11 from no man's land. Ball's going to be spotted on the 23-yard line.
He was looking for He was looking for Omatosho there in the post in the middle of the end zone, and the pressure just got to him. There was no way he had enough time to make that throw.
Number 81, Carson Young, has checked back in the ballgame, so making it 3 receivers to the lower end. Douglas on Miklo Smalls' left. Here's the snap. Smalls looking right the whole way, still on his feet. Now he hits Douglas in the flats all alone. He's going to be across the 10 inside the 8-yard line. Nice heady play by Miklo Smalls.
Using his check down receiver, Jaquan Douglas wide open to get the first down.
That shows a lot of poise there by the young quarterback, too, to look downfield. You don't see what you want. Come back to your check down, make the sure play, and get the first down.
Okay, we've got a man down on the far sideline. That's an unidentified Ranger over there. So what we're going to do is use this opportunity to thank Rodenball Flooring America and Appliances for bringing us this Plano East football presentation. We'll let them tend to that young man, and we'll pay a few bills. We'll be back after that.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Okay, we're back. That young man was did not need to be helped off the field. He came off of his own accord. 1st and 10, ball on the 8. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, and now we've got a whistle and a flag. Going to indicate a false start against the Panthers. Going to bring up 1st and 13 from the 13. One of the things that I will tell you that has changed in the game of football is the way that we take care of our young men. We have a dedicated training staff and trainers And that was something you didn't see a lot of when I played back in the days of leather helmets.
He was surrounded by the training staff immediately. It's nice to see.
Douglas on the left takes the ball up the middle, finding room. He's going to be inside the 10. Now the pile's going to move, and he's going to get down to the 7-yard line, so he gets back the penalty yardage. So it's going to make it 2nd and 8 from the 8.
Big boy Charles Edgett pushing that pile forward, or pushing the pile forward there. I like to see that from the offensive lineman.
Miklo Smalls, your quarterback. Zadok Wilson, number 21, is in there on the wide side of the field, along with number 83, Tim Wilson. So the Wilson, they're not brothers, but we'll call them that for the second. Over on the left side, Miklo Smalls looking right, throws the ball, caught there by Omatosho, hit and immediately driven backwards, but the forward progress is going to give him the 2.
Nice catch and throw there.
It was. On time, you would have liked to have seen that 2
cushion.
yards deeper, but hey, now we got 3rd and 2 from the 2. Very manageable.
Very manageable.
You got to think that this is possible 2-down territory for the coach.
I say you got 2 downs to get 2 yards.
Yeah, absolutely 2-down territory. And they'll try that. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Jaquan Douglas on your left-hand side. They'll hand it to Douglas. No, Smalls will keep it. He cuts up. He's going to get in the end zone for the touchdown. So with 2:43, 2:41 even, Plano East is back in this ballgame, awaiting an extra point to make this game 28-21.
Another zone read there, OP, where the linebackers float. Everybody thought Jaquan Douglas was going to get the football. Miko pulls that and runs it right in for the touchdown. We got a ball game.
We do have a ball game. That, again, set up by the runs by Jaquan Douglas earlier in that series. Smalls is your holder. Good snap. Matson is the kicker. It is through the uprights. So with 2:41 left to go in this third quarter, your score, Plano East Panthers 21, Jesuit Rangers 28. We'll be back after this.
Kurt's here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Okay, we're back. Miklo Smalls on the 2-yard run has put this ballgame within reach with 2:41 left to go in the third quarter. Jeff, give us a drive recap.
That was a 10-play drive, 67 yards, capped off by a 2-yard run by Miklo Smalls to bring it to 28-21.
And we got a ballgame.
Jaquan Douglas right near 100 yards, 99 yards rushing in the game. That's a 5.21 yard average, and he does have a touchdown on the game. So we've got 2 rushing touchdowns today for the Panthers. Just very impressive on the ground.
2 new returners now for the Rangers. Austin Wallace and Preston Sledge standing around their 10-yard line and waiting the Matson kick. It's a short, high kick, fair catch signal for at the 28, and caught, so it'll be 1st and 10 there.
We want to have a correction there for Jaquan Douglas. He actually has 140 yards rushing, so my stats hadn't updated there. I did want to give him the credit that he is deserved. He does have 140 yards on the ground tonight.
Absolutely. The wonders of the refresh button.
Yes, so the Rangers will come out here and start a drive with 2:41 left in the third quarter.
All right. Your score 28-21 in favor of the Jesuit Rangers. Schneider is your quarterback. Slovak in the backfield. They're looking for the middle screen over the middle. There's pressure. He is hit and dropped by guess who?
Landis Durham.
There you go. You can't stay around that long before he finds you.
Man, he put that shoulder almost all the way down on the ground to get around that left tackle. Beautiful move by Landis Durham. He was nearly horizontal going around there.
Future Aggie showing his quickness.
There you go. The result of the play is a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 now. The ball on the 24. Going to have the draw play to Slovak. He's got plenty of room. He's across the 30, breaks the tackle, across the 35 on a foot race, across the 40. Hit and knocked out of bounds at the 45. But that is a 21-yard gain, bringing the ball all the way out to the 45-yard line. Recover from a loss just like that.
Very crafty play call there.
You get
As
what you think.
those ends were coming.
Yeah, the ends get upfield because you think it's a passing situation. You just sack the quarterback, and they run the draw. So you're right, Jeff. It was a nice call. 2:07 left to go. And Slovak has some speed. I mean, he turned the corner, and he can run.
He gets upfield, that's for sure.
Larbro and Slovak to either side of Snyder. Snyder hands the ball to Lowbrow across the right side. Slovak leads. Lowbrow breaks a few tackles. Then he's hit at the 48-yard line, but a nice gain of 6, going to bring up 2nd and 4 from the 48.
With their thunder and lightning attack.
There you go. Hadn't heard that in a while.
I wasn't referring to the Sooners.
No, I thought you were referring to Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo. Minute 38 in the third quarter. Clock rolling. Jesuit on top by 7. Have the ball on the Panther side of the 50 at the 48-yard line. Snyder gets the play he wants. 2 receivers here to the near side. Lone receiver to the top. Slovak in the backfield. They hand it to him on the lead up the middle. He's going to be hit. He's going to pick up 3 of the 4 necessary. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1 from the 46-yard line. The line to make is the 45.
Austin Corbett there on a nice stop.
Panthers continue to rotate people in. Quick handoff. This is Larbrow across the right side. He's going to pick up the first down, +5, but we do have Laundry on the field.
Looks like
on the near sideline.
Looks like one of the Panthers didn't get off the field quite in time. Looks like we're going to have 12 men on the field.
Jesuit playing the hurry-up offense, snapping that football pretty quick.
Yeah, they snapped it before I was ready. They can't do that. It makes me sound bad on the air.
I mean, that was pretty tough play there for the Panthers. That's when you snap the ball that fast, trying to make substitutions, it's pretty hard.
The result of the play will stand. The ball will go down to the 41-yard line. 59 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10. The Rangers are moving. The dangerous Amy is on the wide side of the field at the numbers. Snyder is your quarterback. Slovak and Larborough in the backfield on either side of Snyder. Now Amy's in motion. Going to hand the ball to Slovak on the sweep around the right side. Can't quite turn the corner, but he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Great linebacker play there by Anthony Hines as he kept his containment to the outside, forcing him back inside for a whole bunch of Panthers to come up and make a stop.
Guess what I think the Rangers might be setting up for?
What's that?
Play action.
Well, there you go. When you run the ball as effectively as they have with Slovak, play action can always work. 2nd and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. They're going to run out this clock. So when we come back, there's going to be 1 quarter left to play. Jesuit up 28-21 over your Plano East Panthers. And the Rodenball Flooring in America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football will continue right after a word from our sponsors.
Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
All right. Welcome back to Plano East versus Jesuit Rangers. We're into the fourth quarter. Panthers trailing by 7. Jesuit has the ball 1st and 10 on the 41, 2nd and 10, on the 41-yard line. Snyder is your quarterback. Slovak and Larborough in the backfield. Snyder drops back, looks right, throws the fade pattern, got a receiver. It's caught at the 10. It's going to be a foot race and a touchdown there. Number 10 for the Rangers, Peter Lynch, catches that fade, and it's just a nice throw and catch. 11:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, and now the Plano East Panthers will trail the Rangers
with that effective running
by
game.
13.
Little play action.
With that effective running game, the secondary just kind of got their eyes caught looking in the backfield.
Looking in the backfield, you had man coverage on the wide side. You threw the fade. He got it stepped. The result of the play is a 41-yard touchdown. Here's a snap. Here's the kick. It is up. It is good. 11:53 now left to go in this ballgame. Jesuit has jumped out to a 35-21 lead. We're going to pay the bills. We'll be back right after this.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
I can relate to. John Wongarski teeing up this ball on the near hash at the 40-yard line. 11:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. Plano East trails Jesuit Rangers by a score of 21-35. Back deep for the Panthers, number 32. That is Quan Beasley, and number 11, Adi Omatosho. Both of them standing outside the hashes on the 10-yard line. Short kick. Fielded on the 15, across the 20, coming wide is Devin Redmond on the Dante Powell, and he is stopped at the 30-yard line. It was about a 30-yard run to gain 6.
Yeah, it's always tough when you try to run east and west.
He had a gap there, but the defenders closed it pretty quick. Just to recap that drive, that was a 6-play drive for the Jesuit Rangers, totaling 71 yards with a 41-yard touchdown pass from Bo Schneider to Peter Lynch to bring the score to 35-21 Jesuit.
And that's where it is with 11:46 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
1st and 10 on the 31. Miles Thompson back in at quarterback. Jaquan Douglas to his left. Buchanan over on the right. Quick throw out into the right flats. Zadok Wilson gets it. Zadok Wilson runs straight ahead. He's going to pick up, well, they're actually going to spot him out of bounds after he picks up 6. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Nice play there.
Go ahead.
You'd like to see the Panthers score pretty quick here if we could. Time isn't a factor just yet, but it could be coming up pretty soon. We need to go ahead and get a quick touchdown on the board.
We'll try to do that with Wilson on the near hash. Going to hand it off to Douglas over the left side. He breaks up the middle. He's still on his feet, stops, cuts, jukes down to the 43-yard line. Nice run.
He keeps toting that football. Having a really good night tonight. Jesuit just doesn't have an answer for him.
No, and we've mentioned him before, but we'll mention him again. The troop of Cordell and Sarabia, along with Edgett and Mullins, have done a great job of opening up holes. Douglas to the left of Miles Thompson. Hand the ball off up the middle. Douglas dances around, picks up a rough 5 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 38-yard line.
You know, now that I do see it, I see a little bit of Marshawn Lynch in him, Jeff. He's got those real quick feet. If you look at him, he keeps those feet moving.
Or Marshall.
Or Marshall.
Okay. So while you guys sort this out, I'll sort the play out. 2nd and 5, ball on the 38. Thompson looking right, throws quick out into the flats, caught there by Omatosho on the 30. Makes a man miss, still on his feet, juking, spins inside the 20, will not go down. Now inside the 10, inside the 8-yard line. He caught that ball, folks, on the 25. By the time it was all said and done, he had taken it down to the 8-yard line and managed to drag a couple of Rangers with him the entire way. That's impressive.
That is very impressive. It was a real nice throw there by Thompson. One-on-one coverage on the outside. And Omatosho caught the ball, like you said, drug some players down sideline with him. Real nice gain, first down for the Panthers.
Just out physicaling those defensive players for Jesuit.
Miles Thompson, the quarterback. Buchanan in the pistol formation with Douglas to his right-hand side. Here's the snap, hand off to Douglas up the middle. He's finding room around the left side now. Cutting it back up the middle, still on his feet, plugging away. They're going to signal touchdown, but the referees are not going to give that to him. They're going to say it's 2nd and a foot. Tough to tell in that pile.
He got about as close as you can get.
I think it is.
Just kept moving the pile.
Actually, I can see that far from here. It's actually 2nd and 2 feet. Wouldn't you say?
I think so.
This is a good chance for the offensive line to just push into the end zone, hand the ball off.
Buchanan is the short set. Douglas on the right-hand side. They hand it to him up the middle. This time there's no doubt about that. They signal touchdown. Both sides got that. 9:42 left to go in this game, and we got a tight one, folks. Stick around to the end. We are one extra point away from being a 7-point ball game again.
Boy, the Panthers have looked really, really sharp on offense tonight. It's been a really nice effort all around. Wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line look really sharp tonight.
Miklo Smalls is your holder. Henry Matson is your kicker. Here's the snap. It's down. The hold's up. The kick is up. It's through the uprights. 9:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. Plano East back in the ballgame, 35-27. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
All right, we're back. Some unidentifiable theme music out of what, the 80s?
That's Fatboy Slim. How could you not know that one?
Yeah, okay. 9:42 left to go in this game. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You knew Rush, though. You knew the last one, didn't you?
No, I didn't know who it was. I just recognized the song.
That's me.
Oh, it's Rushing. There we go. Rushing. 35-28. Jesuit ahead. Now, what we need now with 9:42 left to go is a stop. If we get a stop here, we are definitely in this ballgame. Here's the Matson kick, a short kick, kind of a pooch, going to be fielded on the run at the 20-yard line. Bounces around, good coverage there, still on his feet, makes it out to the 29-yard line. So a 9-yard return, kind of a kick into the soft spot of that return team. Number 39 there for the Rangers, that is Zach Kissick, touching the ball for the first time tonight.
All right, if you had to take a guess here, Opie, what do you think the Rangers are going to come out and try to do here? Are they going to try to score, or are they going to try to run out this clock?
Both.
You went for the easy answer.
That last drive by the Panthers was a 5-play drive, 69 yards, capped off by a 7-yard run by Jaquan Douglas. The key thing was it only took 2 minutes, 11 seconds off the clock.
There you go. Score quick, just like Rick indicated. Hand the ball off, slow back around the right side. He cuts back, hurdles a man at the line of scrimmage. Going to get 7 yards. I just continue to be impressed by him.
Slovak?
Yes.
He's got some real nifty feet. If you look at him, we have the advantage of seeing it live here, but if you were here, if you have a chance to see this guy, watch film on him, he's got some real quick feet, and he has he kind of looks small standing next to Snyder, but he is not small.
No, Snyder, again, the UCF commit, is a sizable young man, prototypical quarterback. Lowbrow and Slovak on either side of Snyder. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Snyder gets what he wants. He drops straight back, looking to his right, now looking to his left. Now he's got pressure. He's going to roll, and he's going to be sacked, hit, and dropped, depending on the spot. Could be all the way back to the 25-yard line. They're actually going to spot that at the 27, so it's going to bring up 2nd now and 13.
That was a
3rd and 13, excuse me.
Good pressure, but there's no doubt that was a coverage sack. Well covered out in the secondary.
Now, we've seen this before. They have escaped unfavorable down and distance. This would be big here. You've got a 3rd and 14. Slovak in the backfield. Snyder drops straight back, looking to his right. Over the middle, got time, flushed out. Now he's going to run. Now he's going to throw over the middle. Caught by Amy. Enough for the first down again. Looks like we've got him in a bad down and distance, and they come up with a big play. They get 14 plus 3, enough to move the chains. The ball goes out to the 43-yard line.
Well, that Garrett Amy just seems to disappear sometimes on the field. It's hard to see him. He's so small. He just just pops up out of nowhere, and then Schneider's able to find him for the first down.
For a second, he thought Snyder was going to tuck the ball and run, but he let the arm do the work there. 17-yard completion. 7:56 of running. Let's see if we can put them in another unfavorable down and distance, and this time get the stop. Slovak flanking Snyder. They're going to hand the ball to Slovak over the left side. Now he's going to cut back to the right side, still on his feet, going to pick up 9, maybe 10 yards. Nice run there.
Again, more physical running by Slovak as he cut that little base zone read. It's not a zone read, it's just a straight give, but cutting it back for a nice 10-yard gain, 9-yard gain.
Yes, going to bring up 2nd and 1 now. The Rangers are in no hurry to snap this ball as the new 40-second clock has 10 seconds left on it. We'll talk more about that later. Lowbrow and Slovak on either side of Schneider. This time they're going to give the ball to Lowbrow along the right side, Slovak leading. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. Going to move the ball all the way down to the 43-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and 10. The clock will stop as they move the chains, but just temporarily. 6:54 left to go in this fourth quarter. Panthers trail by 7, 28-35.
Got to have a stop here, Panthers. Come on.
After first downs this year, and it's a new rule in high school, they will stop the clock, and when the change is set, it's 25 seconds. Other than that, at the end of a normal play where there's not a first down or a change of possession, the 40-second clock starts immediately after the runner is down. Hand the ball off to Lowbrow around the right side, finds running room, picks up 6 or 7. This is similar to the drive that put the Lake Highlands Wildcats in the lead for good last week, where they just started running at gashes.
Yeah, it's just running the ball, keeping the clock running, staying on the ground, trying to run out the clock here. And, this is always tough for the defensive line, too, whenever you get these fast plays and you have an offense that's running a lot on the ground. It really tires out the defensive line pretty quickly.
The clock is moved in and under 6 minutes now at 5:51 and counting. They're running this play clock all the way down to 5 seconds, 4, 3, snap the ball at 2, hand the ball to Lowbrow over the middle, following Slovak's lead, picks up another first down. It's the ball inside the 30-yard line. So you see that 35 seconds left to go on the play clock. It makes it a little easier, Jeff, to run the clock out now because you can actually waste a little bit more time because now you see the clock set and they had 27 seconds they can run off.
Makes a big difference.
It does. So it's 5:31. It's going to be 5:15 when they snap this ball. First and 10.
No hurry.
Ball on the 30-yard line. Absolutely not. You're up by 7. You have 30 yards to go to extend the lead, and you're running in gashes. Hand it off to Lowbrow again. He's around the right side. He's going to make it another first down. Going to step out of bounds at the 15.
They're going to get him for 15-yard late hit.
We're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty as Lowbrow was tackled out of bounds.
I didn't mean to interrupt you
No,
there.
you're
I
fine.
just got excited on that one.
It's okay. That's going to move the ball well inside. They're going to mark that half the distance. Going to put it at the 7.5-yard line, first and goal from the 7.5.
That's going to be a little bit of frustration on the defense there, you got to think.
It is. I mean, you're in this ball game. You have a chance to make a big stop. They gash you for a big play, and then you kind of lose your temper. You will learn not to do that, and I am sure that young man who went to the sidelines is probably being told that by somebody on the East
There's
staff.
a coach in his ear right now.
In so many words.
Yes. In the nicest of Christian ways, he's being reminded that he cannot do that.
Jesuit just keeps running behind the right tackle, Andrew Murray, who I don't have a height to weight on him, but
he's a large man.
He is.
I'm going to go with 6'6", 280.
280 sounds
So here we
about
go.
good.
Hand off to Lowbrow again around the right side that Jeff talked about. Picks up 1, going to be 2nd and 8 from the 8. And remember, if they just kick a field goal here, it's a 2-score ball game. We need to hold them at this point. Clock at 4:53. They're going to be able to run this down to the 4:30 mark, 4:25 before they snap the football. So time now becomes a factor, and the new rule is even larger now because you have more time to run off the clock, and this is exactly the situation you do it.
At the end of games like this, a lot of times you see the defense trying to grab at the football, but the way these Jesuit runners run with the football, it's hard to get to it.
They're going to run the fade pattern deep in the man. Got a man
Nice play.
Well defended there by number 32 for the for the Panthers. That's Quan Beasley.
Real nice coverage.
Kind of surprised about that call, but I like the call. It stops the clock.
Yeah, exactly. Stop the clock.
It's really good.
They got no gain.
Forcing them now to a definite passing down at 3rd and 8.
That was a really good
or
call
the draw
for the
play.
Panthers.
Or the draw play.
Pass or draw is the vote up here in the booth. Let's see what happens. And they'll drop back and throw it. Now they'll throw it a bubble screen over the middle to Amy. He's still finding his way. He's going to find the end zone.
Oh, it looks like they're going to mark him down at about the 1 yard line there, Opie.
There you go. I saw one hand raised and thought it was a touchdown signal. We're a long way here, and I'm going to blame that on bifocals.
It is this is usually, when you're in a stadium booth, it's kind of high. We're probably, 15 feet up off the field?
Well, it's higher than I can jump. I know that. And before you say it, 5 feet is higher than I can jump too.
Oh, I'd say probably more like 2, 3.
You know what? 3:37 and counting. Jesuit up 35-28.
Big down here.
And they're going to call timeout and think about it. While they're thinking about it, we're going to take time to list our sponsors, but not before we tell you. Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano East football will continue right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Okay, 3:32. This is a huge play. The Panthers need a big stop here. Ball is on the 2 yard line. Christian hands the ball. No, it's a pump fake. He's looking in the end zone. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man, and it is caught. Touchdown. And I believe it is the young man that Jeff, you pointed out off camera, we've been chasing all night.
Chasing Amy?
Chasing Amy. I think that was a movie somewhere.
Perhaps.
So now with 3:25 left to go in this game, Jesuit just stretched that lead to 13.
A bit of a broken play there.
Yeah, for a second we had pressure.
We did. We had good pressure.
And the coverage kind of broke down at the end of that.
Guy just standing by himself in the corner. Just gets
Snyder
lost
did a good job of finding him.
That was just a really, really nice football play by Bo Schneider. Scrambled out to the outside on the right side.
Yeah, and we'll get back to that thought in just a second. But the kick is up. It's good. 42-28. We'll be back right after this.
There's a tiny middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
Nope, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of order.
Okay, we're back. 3:25 left to go in this ballgame. Now Plano East Panthers need 2 scores and need to be in a hurry. They're trailing the Jesuit Rangers 42-28. Beasley and Omatosho back deep with number 21, Zadok Wilson, and actually they've switched. Wilson and Omotosho are the near backs. Back deep are Douglas and number 32, Quan Beasley. So anticipating the short kick, which they get. Ball's going to be fielded by Zadok Wilson on the 20. He's running on the wide side of the field now. Now he picks up positive yardage. Still on his feet, breaks the tackle. Now down the sidelines. Took a long time to develop, but he found what he wanted and took the ball all the way out to the 47-yard line. Nice return by that young man.
Very nice in and out move there by Zadok.
One of the things that I really saw on that play was a lot of patience by Zadok.
Yes, he was very patient to set up his return. They obviously had a return near the Panther sidelines. But now we got to score, and we got to score in a hurry because there's 3:13 left of the ballgame. We're trailing by 14. Miklo Smalls will be the quarterback. So Coach McCullough, the last two ballgames, he's just alternated series between those two young men.
It'd be interesting to see if that keeps up during district play.
Wilson and Moore at the bottom. Omotosho alone at the right. Jaquan Douglas gets up the middle. He's across the 40. He's on the feet. He's going to score, folks. Holy cow, he just went through that line in a hurry.
There's a quick score, Opie.
That's a quick score. That took 8 seconds. Now 3:02 left to go in this game. We just knotted that back up.
I'm going to start calling him the road runner. Those little feet, when they get moving, boy, you can't even see them. They're just moving so fast.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Panthers are back in this ballgame now. Now we need to stop, and we need to stop in a hurry.
Yes, we do.
Matson is your kicker. Miklo Smalls your holder.
Important kick here.
Good snap. Kick is up. It is good. 3:02 left to go in this ballgame. Folks, I told you to stay till the end, and here's why. Plano East Panthers trail only by 7. We'll be back after this.
Paws, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, we're back. 3:02 left to go in this ball game. Jaquan Douglas just put us back in it. How far was the run?
53 yards.
It's the greatest number in the world. 53. Actually, second greatest.
Mark Stepnowski?
No, me.
Oh.
Now the Rangers are anticipating the onside kick. We'll see if that's what Coach McCullough has dialed up. The Panthers desperately need this ball back with a little time to score, and they're going to get the onside kick. It's going to take that bounce. Ball is on the ground. It looks like the Panthers have recovered. There's a scrum.
That was really
close.
Both
teams signaling they have it. We'll let the officials sort it out. Both teams did have a chance to recover. And they are indeed signaling the Rangers recover that. But they made it exciting for a second.
Well executed onside there.
Yeah, you got the high hop that you needed. It bounced through the first line of defense hand.
I didn't catch the number, but we had a player right on it.
It was number 8, Reuben Donald, actually.
Reuben Donald, number 16, Darren Smith.
Quite bring
we're at
it
the bottom of that pile. So now 3:02. Actually, the clock never started. That's helpful.
That helps us. Yeah, absolutely.
3:02 left to go in this fourth quarter. Now they hand the ball to Lowerbrow across the right side. He picks up a yard. They're going to call timeout. Clock stops at 2:57. That was the fastest 5 seconds I've ever seen run off.
Wow.
We'll keep it here. Guys, 2:57 left to go. We have one timeout left. With the 40-second clock, you can run off 80 seconds. That's a minute and 20. So if we get the stop, a minute and 30 is the most that we can hope for.
Well, we scored in 8 seconds last drive, so.
Yeah, so who needs a minute 30? You can certainly do that.
Key second down right here.
So we got a second down and 8. You can pretty much bet the farm that they're going to keep it on the ground. We just got to stop the run.
Well, and they've certainly had success with Slovak and Lauerbauer on the ground. But after the timeout, the defensive line should be fresh. They've got Deontay Watson there. They've got Landis Durham in there. They've got number 56 that is Trayvon Ransom.
Trying to pump up the defense.
All ready to go, along with number 25, Austin Corbett.
Secondary getting a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage.
A turnover would be a great thing here. I'm calling it right now.
All right.
Quick throw out the flats to Slovak. He catches the ball on the run, stays in bounds, picks up 3, and the Panthers will use their final timeout. And we'll take this opportunity now to hear a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Sports Sounds. We'll be back in a minute.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz.
Panthers out of timeouts. 2:51 left to go in the game. Second and 9, the ball on the third and 9, the ball on the 44-yard line. And an incomplete pass will stop the clock.
I can't believe they passed.
Yeah, well, you've lost the farm now, so now you've lost the farm and what.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I lost the farm because that is fantastic. They're gonna, if they're smart, they'll punt this ball and give it back to the Panthers.
Well, it's 4th and 9. We have seen the quick kick out of Schneider, the quarterback, so he may be like the quarterback and the punter. He may not line up in traditional punt formation. But the thing is, that incomplete pass stops the clock.
What a great play by Mark Loveland, too.
And now,
the senior safety.
The Rangers are going to take their time out and think about what they need to do. We'll pay some bills and be back after this.
For everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are:
he shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of
All right, 2:46. Clock stopped as a result of the incomplete pass. It is 4th down and 9. The ball's on the 44. That can't be right. 4th down and 5. Now we're going to see that little quick kick again. This time it's a higher kick, more traditional punt. Going to hit on the 20, bounce straight up in there. Now it's going to take a favorable Ranger roll, but with 2:38 left to go in this ball game, your Plano East Panthers need to travel 84 yards.
All right.
To pay dirt.
Football fans, this is what high school football is all about. You got 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. You're down by 7. You got the ball. You got a powerful offense with a great running game. Get the ball in the end zone.
Well, you have to run it or pass it, but either way, you got to go 84 yards in a hurry. But we went 53 in one play. Miklo Smalls is back in at quarterback. Jaquan Douglas flanks him to the left. They'll hand it off to Douglas over the middle. He dances around, still on his feet, and they're going to hold him up. They obviously want to take as much time as they can off the clock. So the clock sets at 2:28 and rolling. He's going to pick up 3, going to bring up 2nd and 7. Ball now resting squarely on the 20-yard line. Miklo Smalls is your quarterback. Douglas now a little wider to his left. Looks like a passing situation. No, they're going to hand the ball to Douglas on the sweep. He makes a man miss in the backfield, still on his feet, but he struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Clock inside of 2 minutes.
Big 3rd down right here for the Panthers.
Cameron Moore is going to come on the field and replace Buchanan. We'll have 2 receivers to either side.
Got Omatosha one-on-one on the wide side.
What we do now, because Zadok Wilson has moved over to the near side, trips on the near side, 1 receiver to the top, looking for Omatosha one-on-one. You get him, Jeff. He's going to get the 1st down and then some. He's in the secondary. He makes a man miss. He's all the way out to the 40-yard line. 1:32. They will start the clock as soon as they reset the chains. So the Panthers hurry up and get set.
When he catches that football, man, he turns upfield.
Same formation, 1:29 and running. Ball on the 40-yard line, 60 yards away from pay dirt, 1:20 to go. Here's Miklo Smalls. This time he throws the fade. He's got Adi Omatosha. He catches it on the 20, down to the 18-yard line.
What a pass by Miklo Smalls. That guy has a cannon. He threw a really pretty ball. Nice touch. Just an all-around, just great football play by both players there.
They can't guard Omatosha one-on-one.
No, and now 1:16 left to go. The Panthers are threatening ball on the 18. It's going to come down just like it did last week to the final ticks on the clock. Miklo Smalls, your quarterback. Now you're going to have 2 backs. That's Buchanan and Corbett in the backfield, along with Jaquan Douglas. The hand of Douglas on the right side. He bounces wide. He's going to get stopped. No, still on his feet. Picks up 1. Clock runs down to 1:07 and counting.
If I had $1 for every time we said Jaquan Douglas is down and then no, he's still on his feet, I'd be a
You'd
rich
have
man.
like $4 or $5 already.
No more than that.
That's rich in my book. Here we go. Douglas to the left. Smalls is the quarterback. Now that Thompson Smalls back over the middle. Caught. Cameron Moore down at the 1-foot line with 41 seconds. Amazing. And we have a player down for Jesuit, which is going to stop the clock.
Let's hope that young man's okay.
Hotty toddy, gosh of Fridays. We got a game now. They will tend to that young man.
41 seconds left.
41 seconds. Plano East threatening to tie this game up. It's going to be 1st and goal from the
I don't know how
1-inch line. I'm not sure either.
It looked like he was in.
That ball stopped right there.
He was in.
Well, we do not have the
I saw it on the video
replay.
And it's a touchdown.
Well, yeah, the video board certainly shows
clearly
that,
touchdown.
Yeah, he's in.
He's in.
But
unfortunately, we're not the.
No, we don't have that luxury. But we do have the luxury of calling this game. 41 seconds left. Plano down by 7. Plano East, excuse me. Ball on the 1-foot yard, the 1-foot line.
You almost want to take your time to score here.
Douglas is to the left of Miklo Smalls. He changes the play at the line of scrimmage. He's back in the pistol formation. Here's the snap. Hand off to Douglas in the middle. He's going to be stopped. I actually may have lost a couple of inches.
I think that's a good thing, though.
Ball's 32 seconds left. They'll hurry up now.
Yeah, got to go.
28, 27, 26,
Take
23. Here we go. Here's the snap. Smalls throws. Omatosha's wide. It's intercepted. And that will wrap it up with 13 seconds left to go.
That was tough.
And that is heartbreaking.
That's
we got down to the 1-foot line. We gave the ball to Douglas. He was not able to advance. We tried to hit Omatosha on the fade. We've had luck with that all night. This time, the defensive back for Jesuit, number 13. That is Max Laubrow. We've called his name before on offense. He goes both ways, comes up with the interception in the end zone.
Just a great play.
Just a really good play there by Laubrow.
Jesuit will no doubt kneel on this. Schneider will, if successful, take the snap on a knee. They will not have to snap it again. We're out of timeouts. And indeed, that's what happens, and that will be your ball game.
Still shocks me that Victory O, they snap it out of the shotgun.
So, time runs out. Plano East had a chance, fought to the very end, but come up short, 35-42. We're going to hear from our sponsors. We'll have a quick wrap-up, and we'll be back after this.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, Gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Okay, we're back. We'll have a brief wrap-up from Ranger Stadium. We come up short by 7. Had the ball on the 1-foot line with 31 seconds to go, unable to score. And the kids fought hard until the very end. Jeff, what do you have stat-wise for us?
Well, just an outstanding night by Jaquan Douglas. 32 carries, 230 yards, 7.19 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns. Just can't say enough for how he played tonight. Just wouldn't go down. Also, Adi Omatosho, 6 receptions, 127 yards. That's 21 yards a catch. Those two young men had a heck of a Friday night. That's for sure.
It's a big time ball game. How about stats on the Jesuit side? What do you have, Rick?
Unfortunately, it was a pretty good night for Bo Schneider. He had 13 completions, out of 20 attempts, 65% completion rating, 199 yards with 3 touchdowns. Matt Slovak had a really good night on the ground, 17 attempts for 148, just over 8 yards an attempt. And also Lowbrow, who came up with that interception in the end zone at the end of the game, he also had 12 attempts for 63 yards and a touchdown. It's a good night for the Jesuit offense, unfortunately.
Yes, in every ballgame there's good and bad you can take out of it. The good news is in the last 2 ballgames we've been in the ballgame until the waning seconds of the game. And we had chances to win, opportunities in both games. Tonight's chance a little bit better than the other. As Coach McCullough mentioned, we're trying to find out who we're going to get through our 9-team district with. I think we've answered a few questions. Number one is who's going to run the football. I still thought both quarterbacks performed well. I'm sure they'll figure out with this week's practice what they're going to lead into district with. But it brings us to this. We're 0-2, but we're tied for first place in the district.
That's right.
The games that count towards the playoffs, start next week, start next Friday, and we'll be in the friendly confines of our home stadium as we take on Flower Mound Marcus.
And I will add, Opie, both teams are predicted to make the playoffs by Dave Campbell's. Dallas Jesuit picked second, respectively, in their district, and Lake Highlands as well.
So we got a chance. And we know 2 things. Number 1, they won't quit. Number 2, they're going to make it exciting. And it's exciting for me to be joined in the broadcast booth by the 2 of you. Rick Folletti is the guy that gets us on the air. Jeff Rushing is Mr. Stats and the guy that really colors the game for us. I'm fortunate to work with both of them. And I'm happy that I don't have to try to find this place again.
Yeah, this is a difficult stadium to get to right off of the tollway. It's
I had no problems.
Not fun.
So we're going to leave it right there with that. We'll be back on the air next Friday. Come listen to us at Rodenbaugh's Flooring in America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football, brought to you by Champion Sports and Sports Sounds. That'll be all for us. This is Opie Otten saying good night.